That sound you heard earlier this morning, yeah, that was the Wolves howling because we are here at NC State ready for their primetime showdown under the lights against Syracuse. Carter-Finley Stadium is where it's all going to go down. Quiet now, but not at 8 p.m. Sold out, blackout. Pack want to get back on track against an Orange team fresh off a top 25 win. All that and more on the ACC Huddle this morning. Let's ride. More from here in Raleigh, though. NC State's Davin Vann is a captain. He is a team leader. He is a game changer as well. We're going to show you how he's made a huge impact away from the field, though, after North Carolina was devastated by historic flooding. Plus, the head man here at NC State joins us on the other side of the break. Dave Dorn is here. What's
Come
up,
on,
Coach? We're going to put him through the ringer, ask him some questions next on the ACC Huddle.
The ringer. Yeah.
Wake up, shot caller. Pay what I'm.
No matter where you look on campus at NC State, you'll see red bricks, the literal building blocks, stepping stones, and heart of the university. They form the historic buildings and pathways that crisscross campus, and over 500,000 alone lay right here at the Brickyard. They're even under the paint and art of the Free Expression Tunnel. And at Carter-Finley Stadium, the red bricks welcome you as you enter. A constant reminder of the strength and connection that is the foundation of the NC State Wolfpack.
Well, this place is getting ready for prime time tonight. Sold out here at Carter-Finley. NC State has dominated the all-time series against Syracuse, by the way, winning 13 of the first 16 meetings, including a record of 7-1 here at home. It's always rowdy under the lights in this place. Fun flashback here, though, on the road. 2014 we go. NC State beat Syracuse 24-17. Defense did its thing that day, had a huge pick six, held the Orange to just 38 yards rushing. And Dave Dorn was in his second year as head coach. First ever ACC win. That was, there he is.
How about that?
Looks exactly
the same, Coach.
as well.
He ain't aged at all, man.
Coach joining us now. What do you remember about that as you watch that back?
That was 84 years ago.
Feels like it, right?
It was in dog years, which is the same as coaching. Right? We were just talking about that. But no, that was a great one. I think that was Halloween, too, and my son Connor had a bacon outfit on from head to toe. He was in my press conference. You can look that one up on the Google, as we call it, the Google. Yeah. But that was an awesome game. Pharaoh McKeever, big interception for a touchdown. Yep. Great young man. It was a great memory.
Memories.
Coach, I've been extremely impressed with your young quarterback, C.J. Bailey. Yeah. Going back into the offseason, how did you get him prepared in case he had to go in like he did against La Tech and then got his first start against the Tigers?
Well, he did a lot of the work. You know how that is. He's very mature. He grew up playing against really good competition in his hometown in South Florida. He's just one of those guys that's unfazed by whatever happens. He's excited about playing the game of football, and his position coach, Kurt Roper, does a really nice job with him.
Coach, it's been fun to see him also get some younger receivers involved, some other guys getting their opportunity. Competition and practice, is this something you've been anticipating, expecting, just to see these young guys start to show up?
Well, that's why you recruit. You bring guys in not just to develop them, but you want competitive depth. We think a lot of our receiving core, from top to bottom, and now it's Keenan Jackson, Terrell Anderson, like you're talking about. You're getting to see some of the younger guys make plays. They've each had a touchdown this year, and they're making more and more plays. They're blocking well, too, and that's the one thing that I think's helped that receiver room is how hard they're playing without the ball.
Mm-hmm. Coach, you talk about the receiver room, and Casey Concepcion comes to mind. I see you use him in the backfield. You're giving him reverses. How do you get him rolling again?
Yeah, we're trying. We're getting him the ball about every way there is, I think there's two things going on. We've obviously – when you're going back and forth at quarterback, the chemistry in the room. Defenses are doing a good job. There's a lot of people that are, paying attention to where number 10 is. Last year he wasn't in the same situation. And so it's just a matter of getting that thing going, but we're also spreading the ball around a little bit more too. Last year we didn't have the same kind of talent that we do on the outside right now, and Coach and I is making sure that Justin Jolie gets the ball some, and Noah Rogers, Wesley Grimes, all these guys.
Coach, how's your linebackers and secondary prepared for this receiving core from Syracuse?
Yeah, they have really good offense. McCord's done a nice job spreading the ball around. Each week it's been a different guy that really kind of flashes for them. We know a lot about Gadsden. He's been a good player in the league for a long time. We have a lot of respect for him.
Coach, obviously one piece that can help you, obviously your secondary and linebackers, but also this crowd. And this to be the first true, night game on a Saturday night. You expect these guys to pack it out and show up?
They got all day to get ready,
That's
man.
right.
They should be lubed up. If they're drinking, they should be feeling real good.
That's right.
We need them. A passing offense that, uses audibles and cadence and all that. And they've been sacked 11 times. He's thrown 6 interceptions. So the crowd noise would be a factor tonight. Yeah. Which would help our defensive line. We want to be able to get pressure on this quarterback.
Coach, last week was rough when you lose your quarterback, lose a tough game. How'd the guys respond this week in practice?
Yeah, we were all angry, disappointed, on Sunday and Monday. And the best thing you can do is get back to work, and that's what this week's been about. It's just, really diligent, focused on getting better. There were some things we did really well in that game, and we just weren't able to finish it. So you take each week as an opportunity to learn, and that's what that is. We got 6 games to play, and we're excited about the one we have tonight.
Since he just mentioned your quarterback, Grayson McCall, it was great to hear a good report that night when we were on late night on the huddle. I know he's such a leader for this team. How is he still staying involved, and what you can say about where he's at right now coming off of last week?
Yeah, he was at breakfast a little bit ago. I saw him. He's sitting there with CJ. They're talking through the game plan, joking around, talking about what he's going to do today. So he's a really good leader. He's a great teammate. He loves the sport of football. He respects the game, and we're glad he's feeling better. And it's good to see him around. He brings the light to the, to the locker room, and he's a guy you pull for. So nobody likes seeing something like that, but we're happy that he's doing better.
You said he'd make a great coach.
He's going to be a really good football coach. Really good.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I want your Cliff Notes version, Coach, before we send you off of the message that you're going to tell this team before you guys leave. You do it at the hotel, typically. What you're going to relate to them?
Yeah, it's about playing with an edge. That's what it's about. And I felt like we really had an edge coming out of the tunnel last week, and with what happened on the field, that was tough.
Yeah.
And we just got to get back to where we were. I thought coming out of our Northern Illinois game, we played really good in that football game. We responded well to a game we played poorly in the week before with Clemson. We just got to get back to that, just playing ball, man, having fun, hitting people in the mouth, finishing plays, making plays, just going out there in front of this crowd and enjoying the day that God gave us. And you don't get them back, not having any regret with how we coach or how we play tonight.
Amen, Coach. Hey, I would love to see if a Halloween game, you should dress up as a slice of bacon.
Yeah.
Would be
I've
a good
worn
look
it
for you.
before. I have. Bacon and eggs, me and Sarah.
I like it.
We need the photo evidence of that.
That's right.
Appreciate you taking the time this morning, Coach.
All right, thanks a lot. Go Pack.
One thing that's been a calling card for the Wolfpack has been the defense over the years. Also the fact that progressively throughout the season, they're known for getting better as a team. Wolfpack have improved at getting to the quarterback in the last 2 games. After recording just 4 sacks and 40 pressures in their first 4 games, defense has recorded 7 sacks and 36 pressures since then. It's time for ACC Game Changers presented by Auto Owners Insurance. Here at NC State, the #1 jersey has special significance. It can't be picked by a player. It's not randomly selected. It has to be earned. And for the last 2 seasons, defensive end and team captain Davin Vann has rocked that #1 jersey. And sure, on Saturdays, he makes plays on the field, but it's his work off the field helping others where that #1 really shows up. David Hale has the story.
Coach asked him to wear #1.
I was looking for the player that represented the best player and leader and all the things on and off the field you look for, the alpha of the program.
He's crushed Davin Vann, streaks through it.
It was pretty clear that Devin was that guy.
Davin Vann, the leader.
How did your leadership skills come to be?
Coach Doran and Coach Thunder put me into leadership positions, whether I wanted to or not. And it just taught me how to be comfortable being uncomfortable.
Saturday, September 28th, NC State defensive end Davin Vann played one of the best games of his career in a win over Northern Illinois.
The ball is loose. Vann stripped it.
But in a call with his mom after the game, Davin wasn't focused on his performance.
I was just checking on him, and we kind of discussed a little bit about what was happening because we were starting to see things.
The massive Category 4 Hurricane Helene impacted nearly every southeastern state.
We just kind of segued into a conversation about everything that was happening in Western North Carolina.
Roads wiped off the map, cutting off entire communities where Helene's torrential flooding changed lives overnight.
It was just heartbreaking, and devastating to look at and see, and the stories that I was hearing.
Hurricane Helene caused catastrophic flooding and mudslides across western North Carolina, and Davin told his mom he wanted to help those impacted by the historic storm. Davin's mom, Joy Hall, runs a moving company. She suggested filling one box truck with donations.
We always talk about just doing charity and community service all the time, and this was kind of one of those things, but we figured that it was one of those things that needed to happen now.
My mom had called me and she had talked to me about it because we love going to the mountains, so seeing all the devastating stuff that happened up there, why wouldn't we want to help people who are in need with the platform that we have?
I got up Monday morning, I texted both boys in a group chat and I said, let's ask Coach if we can put a truck up at Carter-Finley. And they were at practice, so they didn't answer me. So I thought, well, I'm gonna directly text Coach.
Hey, Coach, just so you know, this is going on. We'd like to help out with our moving company, and Davin and I would like to, to do this.
Within seconds, he texted me right back.
And I was like, yes, what do you need from me?
NC State helped Joy, Davin, and his brother and teammate Rylan get the word out that they'd be collecting supplies like bottled water, canned food, and diapers. It didn't take long for the Wolfpack community to show up.
We wanted to fill a truck. I thought, well, maybe we can get one truck and take it down there.
Did you fill a truck?
We filled almost 7 trucks.
Thank you.
It was supposed to go a couple days. It ended up going the entire week, and it was amazing. A line of cars until 8 p.m. every day.
Thank you. A lot of people showed up, a lot more than I thought would. My expectations were definitely exceeded.
Appreciate it, dog.
There's a reason Davin wears number 1. Yes, he's one of NC State's best players, but being the leader of the pack means something more.
In a time that entitlement and look at me is so prevalent, be with a guy just as humble and caring and loving as him, it's refreshing.
I've always tried to teach him to be a bright light for people when people are in need. Football will be gone eventually. So what you've done to help people is what really truly matters.
Showing the best part of me, that's what I want to do every day.
Look, it's one thing to talk about it, it's another to be about it. And these dudes are busy, man. They got school, they got practice, they have weight training, and he still found the time in all of this to do that for the community.
It's amazing.
Awesome.
And truly, I think, man, when devastation, bad things happen, you find out who people really are.
Yep.
And for him to step up that way, truly unbelievable for this community, for Western North Carolina. And I know Florida is again being severely affected. So we'll just continue to pray for those people, man. And if you can, be the hands and feet, go out there, help your neighbor.
Davin Van's such a huge part of what this defense does, too. Like, I just read off those defensive stats, and they go as number 1 goes. There's a reason he is wearing that number 1 jersey. And like Emac just said, there are still so many people, especially locally here in North Carolina. A lot of these guys on this team here today for NC State has family in Western North Carolina and around the Southeast still hurting from the impacts of Hurricane Helene. And then, obviously, the one that just went through this weekend in Florida. A great way that you can help is to donate to redcross.org/ESPN. Your donation enables the Red Cross to prepare, respond, and help people recover from this disaster. And again, we are sending our prayers and thoughts out to everybody still working their way back from Hurricane Helene.
Energetic. I think he's a soft-spoken guy off the field, and then once you step in between those white lines, it's go time.
I would describe myself as a coach as an intense but chill coach. I understand. I can see it from both ends. So I understand what someone would be thinking as a player, and then I also know what the coach wants.
It's fierce, right? He's a competitor. He's one of us. He's just in a different role now, right? He's not the one actually on the field. He's the one telling you what you got to do out there.
I think I'm able to allow the player to feel what the coach feels because of my communication skills.
He's going to be harsh. He's a very loving coach, though, right? He might yell at you, but 2 seconds later, he's going to tell you he loves you. So it's a balancing scale for him.
The Fran Brown effect is real. Look, Kyle McCord, though, is balling out this season for the Orange. He's the only quarterback in program history to throw for 300-plus yards in 5 straight games. He's one of 4 Syracuse players with at least 5 300 passing yard games in his entire career, you guys. And this is just the beginning of this season. EJ, what has been working up there in Central New York?
Well, the big key, again, is confidence. We talked about this to start the season for Syracuse and specifically about their quarterback, Kyle McCord. But I love his uncanny ability to just be accurate and also creative, guys. Watch him out here on the edge. This is really built for the tight end to get the ball in the flat. Well, he's taken away. No problem. I'm going to just Patrick Mahomes and shovel pass this thing back inside to LaQuint Allen. He's going to do the rest, run people over into the end zone. Excellent stuff. And also that guy, LaQuint Allen, had a hell of a game last weekend against UNLV. Watch here. Guys, look at the action right here. Emac, you showed a great fake with Cam Ward. This is another good one. Sells it and puts it in his belly. Nobody can see where the football is. The defensive coordinator at UNLV is like, why the hell is this guy so wide open? Well, coach, the fake was so good. He didn't know where the ball was. Got Arondé Gaston running wide open. Easy throw, easy catch. Huge conversion for Syracuse. And the same thing, 3rd and 10 situation. I love the pocket movement, a little pirouette out of there, and then to flip his hips and his shoulder and throw this ball again up and over accurately to his excellent tight end, Arondé Gaston, who's going to be a Sunday player. And this is a gotta-have-it situation. Down the red zone, late in the game, 4th quarter, 25 seconds left. Syracuse is down by 7 points. Catch, set, throw. You got a guy right in your face, but get it up and down and allow your receiver to go out and be great.
Unguardable.
Beautiful throw. You always beat great coverage with a perfect pass, and that's what Kyle McCord just did.
It has been so fun to see this guy just have joy playing the game. Right. I mean, you know, there were at times, you know, last year, whether it's expectation or always looking over whatever it was, where he just looked miserable. And he is so free right now. And I had the opportunity to talk with him earlier this week. And, you know, because we all think about it and talk about what we think it's like having that confidence from your coach. But he said it has literally been everything for me, where I can go out and play so free and do the things I need to do, but also the trust that he has in his guys. So throw that back shoulder when the game's on the line, that takes a relationship. That takes that, you know, work together, and they've been able to build that very quickly, Eddie.
Even the confidence to take the chances that he takes. Because he's turned the ball over in every game but one, but that doesn't matter because he's able to rally back. The guys around him have his back. And then LaQuint Allen, you mentioned him a little bit. He brings that attitude and toughness to this offense. He had 2 4th-down runs in that UNLV game that just changed the game, changed the dynamic. So everything that Fran Brown represents, his toughness, all of that, that's all LaQuint Allen. And you can see the attitude that he has. This Syracuse offense is a really good one, but don't forget about LaQuint Allen.
I think another interesting thing, Eddie, is just how you use a guy like Arondé Gaston when you have such a weapon, and these guys need to do it too. It's going to be interesting in this game for NC State with KC Concepcion. Kyle said that Stanford took him away. They did everything they could. We've obviously in KC not have the same type of success. What do you do with those type of guys when they get so much attention offensively to get them open?
You got to motion them. You got to move them. It's almost like a pass rusher. You don't want the offense to know where he's lined up because then they can double and chip him. Same with a guy on offense. You have to move him around. And I know that NC State is using KC as a running back as well. I don't love it because he's not that big and you can easily get banged up. I believe move him in a traditional wide receiver role and just have him be the first read on a lot of these plays. There's a progression in every play and just have him be the first read. Then he'll get more opportunities.
Hey guys, I was a little late getting to the stadium today, hit some traffic, so I hitched a ride with the helmet cart here at NC State. We're in the middle of the Walk of Champions, the football team following behind us, led by head coach Dave Dorn. In front of us, the cheerleaders, the dancers, the band, because we are getting ready for a primetime showdown tonight between NC State and Syracuse. It's going to be a second till I get to the set. Emac, I'm going to need you to take it away, please.
Come on, Taylor Tannenbaum. We'll do that. We'll hang out over here at the desk as you make your way back. There's Coach Fran Brown. He's getting ready. He's excited. We caught up with him earlier in this day and just kind of broke it all down. We've got kids tailgating. Look at that. Cute wolf. It's kind of a scary wolf, to be honest. But this is what I'm all about. Let's cook. Let's make it happen. In the beautiful Carter-Finley Stadium. As we all know, we're coming here live from Raleigh. This is one of the best places to play, one of the best environments, guys, and I really think that this is going to be another one here tonight. And the guy that's going to have to do it, EJ, Kyle McCord. They haven't given up 300 yards to a quarterback yet. He might have something to say about it.
Yeah, Big E, QB1 for the Orange, man. This guy's been playing extremely well this season, already completing over 65% of his passes for the year, already at 1,800 yards. And last week, in comeback fashion against UNLV on the road, 3 touchdown passes, 355 yards. Let's see what he can do tonight.
Well, guess what, EJ? We got another guy on the other side, a true freshman, the big 6'6" gunslinger, completing 65% of his passes. He's looking to have a big day. Coming off the day where we had 272 yards passing in a loss, they look to change that tonight.
Hey, Taylor.
Guys, I have some great news. I was able to make it in on the helmet car. Sprinted over. And I was wearing my seatbelt for safety.
I'm proud of you.
Really cool to be part of that Walk of Champions, though, as NC State made their way earlier today here into Carter-Finley Stadium. Look, I understand it is fall break for a lot of these students this week, but the fans are out. It is sold out, and it is a blackout here tonight. As Emac said, one of the best environments in all of the ACC to play some football. Appreciate you guys playing host right there. 10 out of 10.
He loved it.
You loved everything.
Right. I appreciate you letting me do it. Thank you.
I should just call the helmet cart right now and just get it right out. You guys got it from here on out.
Got it.
Hall of Fame head coach Mark Richt down there at the end joining us this evening. Our quarterback, first-round draft pick E.J. Manuel. Clemson captain, former offensive lineman Eric McLean, Virginia Tech Hall of Famer, 9-year NFL vet Eddie Royal. I am Taylor Tannenbaum. We're going to have much more on the ACC Huddle from Raleigh here live. Davin Vann, he's a great player, but maybe an even better person, I would say. We'll show you what he's up to right now, both on and off the field. And Fran Brown's in the house, the lead man at Syracuse. Emac got a chance to catch up with him earlier today. You got a handshake?
And a hug.
And a hug. One-on-one with Coach after the break.
I like your hairdos.
Energetic. I think he's a soft-spoken guy off the field, and then once you step in between those white lines, it's go time.
I would describe myself as a coach as an intense but chill coach. I understand. I can see it from both ends. So I understand what someone would be thinking as a player, and then I also know what the coach wants.
It's fierce, right? He's a competitor. He's one of us. He's just in a different role now, right? He's not the one actually on the field. He's the one telling you what you got to do out there.
I think I'm able to allow the player to feel what the coach feels because of my communication skills.
He's going to be harsh. He's a very loving coach, though, right? He might yell at you, but 2 seconds later, he's going to tell you he loves you. So it's a balancing scale for him.
There's something going on up there in central New York. There's head coach Fran Brown. By the way, there's only one unranked FBS team that has knocked off 2 ranked opponents this season. Pop quiz, that would be the Syracuse Orange. Georgia Tech and last week UNLV, so they're coming off a big win on the West Coast. And Emac had the pleasure of catching up with the head coach earlier tonight.
Coach Fran Brown, brother, thank you for doing this. I'm very grateful for you. And it was funny, you and I were kind of joking before, just asking you, how's it been? How's everything going? And you said, man, I'm learning. I'm learning just like, everybody
every
is.
Day.
Second road trip, how's it been for you?
It's been fun. It's been different. Just because, you've been on so many road trips as an assistant coach, you don't realize how much the head coach has to do and how much he's responsible for, and just to have to go through everything. And it's fun doing it, so that way we probably have a blueprint laid out, and then we'll be able to do it. And mainly I'm just taking a lot of things I've done from everywhere, trying to put it all together. And then what will be the easiest for the players to still be able to work, but to feel like they're relaxed.
Right. Right. I absolutely love that. Well, another thing to me, Coach, that has been so evident is your culture. It's so visible with your players, with how you play, with how you carry yourself. How important has that been so early in the season to where you are to keep establishing that?
I think that's the most important thing. A lot of times I think coaches start to think it's the players, but it's the culture. And as they believe in the culture is supposed to take them for the rest of their lives.
Right.
The culture isn't something to help a game or to help a little short area. The culture is something for the rest of their lives. And it's hey, if you live like this, things are going to go the right way.
Right.
Not just on the football field, but in the classroom, in the community, with your faith and things like that.
No doubt.
Just try to push it the whole way.
Well, we appreciate you, man. It's going to be fun. Can't wait to see it. Good luck tonight, brother.
Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you, Coach. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
The vibes are good. You can just feel it with Fran Brown, and it's translating onto the field. Syracuse's offense has been one of the best units in the entire conference, ranking 3rd in total yards per game, while also airing the ball out with 17 passing touchdowns this season. You see all those numbers, all in the top 5. EJ, show us how this is all working out.
Let's get right to it. QB1 for Syracuse Orange, guys, and we've been talking about it since the offseason. The confidence of this guy. Look, he did it at Ohio State, but he's still doing it here, up there in Central New York. Right here, you're going to have a situation where you're really looking at the tight end. He's covered up. Linebacker takes him away. Hey, look, I'm going to do a little Patrick Mahomes shovel pass with the chest right here. Hey, give it to LaQuint Allen, and he's going to do the rest. Run the guy over there in the end zone. By the way, LaQuint Allen had a hell of a game in that one. I'm expecting him to do the same thing tonight here in Raleigh. Look at the play fake. Coach, he puts it right in his belly. Nobody can see the football. The linebackers, the safeties, they're all wondering, what the heck's going on? Defensive coordinator's pissed off. Why is the tight end wide open? Coach, I can't see where the football is. Easy throw right there for Rondé Gaston. Give him balls in front of him. He's going to catch it. He's going to get you those yards after the catch.
Would have loved it.
Oh, absolutely, Coach. Good pocket movement right here. I love it. 3rd and 10 situation. You got to find time. A little pirouette out to the backside. Gets his shoulders and his chest aligned to, again, drop another dime to his tight end on the run. Excellent stuff by QB1. 25 seconds left. Down by 7. You got to find a way to make a play, and he certainly does that. Catch, set, throw. Got a man in your face, Coach. All-out blitz. Put it up on the shelf and allow the receiver to go up and make a beautiful catch. That's back shoulder excellence. That's stuff you're going to see on Sundays.
All right, here's a look at Kyle McCord by the numbers. 5 300-plus passing yard games, 5 straight. He is one of 4 Syracuse players with at least 5 300 passing yard games in their entire career, and he's done this in the small sample size that he's been part of the Syracuse Orange. What is it that's contributing most? I know you touched on some of it there, but Emac, to his success this season from your vantage point.
To me, really from his vantage point, I got to speak to him on Wednesday. It's the confidence that Coach Fran Brown has in him. I mean, right. he has the ultimate green light that this guy can just do no wrong within this offense, but it's also the ownership, Coach. Like, he has fully committed to this thing, and the relationship that he has with Rondé Gaston, with Pena, with all these other guys and receivers and running backs, it's just fantastic to see how quickly it has happened and the fact that he can make every single throw. I mean, the guy puts in the work, and it's on full display.
Yeah, the notes I had was the coaching connection you just mentioned, the skill set of the players around him, which you just mentioned, and the teammates. I mean, his skill set, obviously, and the teammates that have been making plays for him. Yep. When you get all those things rolled up into one, and a veteran guy, he's new, but he's a veteran when it comes to college football. That's why he's having so much success.
I mean, they put a lot on him as well. I mean, what did he throw? 63 passes last game?
Yeah.
And it was, all right, if we win, it's because you play great. If we lose, it's because you didn't.
Yep.
And so
quarterbacks love that.
Yeah, you love that challenge as a quarterback, and the fact that he's spreading the ball around as well. 3 different guys have had 10 catches in a game so far. So he's got some weapons on the outside. LaQuint Allen in the backfield providing that running game. So Kyle McCord's been great. I expect him to have another good night tonight.
I think the last kind of thing about it is he is a winner. He knows what it's supposed to look like. When I was down there with Coach, he said before he got to Syracuse, he literally has lost 3 games in his life. I mean, that is incredible. Number one, great youth football and high school football. But that's just crazy to know what it looks like, to know how to do it, Tay.
But how do you lose to Stanford, though? No offense. My fault, Stanford.
That's a fair question.
Yeah.
Turnovers.
It shouldn't happen. Turnovers, and sacks. So
he can't do it tonight, I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
can't do it against NC State.
This place will be rowdy.
Coach, don't look at me like
that. And you hope that was a learning lesson for Syracuse.
No
hey, we got that out of the way early in Fran Brown era, and we're not going to do that again. The other quarterback on the other side, though, doesn't have as much experience as Kyle McCord. He's still young in C.J. Bailey, the freshman. There you see him chatting it up with Grayson McCall. Good to see Grayson healthy. On the other side, we'll talk to sideline reporter Dana Boyle about C.J.'s development. Stay with us on The Huddle.
Me. Barrett, you've got to be able to get your point across in the fewest amount of words.
Guys that are clever.
The best trash talk's the scoreboard.
I don't think we have one guy who's like the best trash talker. Donovan as a Rocket.
I think I'm about to go with number 6 on our defensive line. He kind of makes me mad a lot.
He just tries to get in our heads.
I don't know. I think it switches flip when I'm on the field.
Jonathan McGill definitely thinks he's the best, and he's a poser.
Come game day, I'm definitely talking some trash. Anything I can think of, really, I'll just try and say it to them just to get in their head.
Anything TV appropriate you could say?
Probably not.
Probably Fidel.
Probably Fidel.
I'll go Fidel.
Doesn't shut up. If there's nothing to talk about, he'll still be talking.
I like talking trash, man. It's a good feeling for me.
All right, who here was the biggest trash talker on set? That is the question.
Let's take a guess. Who do you think it was?
That would be Eric McLean.
God, it won't shut up. Matt, go back and ask your Clemson defense if I talk trash.
Oh,
yikes. Wow.
burn.
It hurts. Hurts.
Respectfully.
You're taking a
We
lick
all
here.
did, though, so it's all good.
We talking honor.
We all did.
Honor
I bet you were
game.
very respectful.
For sure, for sure.
What about you, Eddie? I haven't heard you make a peep at all.
Yeah. But when I say something, it hit.
I'm about to say, Eddie the silent killer. Yeah.
I know Fidel Diggs. There you see him talking to that defense. I know he likes to talk smack out there, and rightfully so. 4 sacks this season, which leads the Orange defensively. Down there on the sideline where all the action is our friend, sideline reporter for tonight's game, Dana Boyle. Let's start with the Orange because they are coming off from a West Coast trip, knocking off 25th ranked UNLV. What did that win, Dana, do for this Orange squad?
Well, Taylor, you have to start first with the culture that Fran Brown has been able to establish so quickly in his first year as head coach for the Orange, and I applaud his efforts. There's a togetherness and a relatability that he brings to the Syracuse team. 59 new players, and that 5-quarter win out west against UNLV proved something to the team that they believed all along. I had a chance to speak with. The confidence is high, and they have another test here on a road victory against NC State.
All right, Dana, on the other side of things for NC State. Last week, a tough loss. Not only that, they lost their quarterback in Grayson McCall. Good to see him down there on the field walking around, though. Now, this offense is in the hands of their freshman, C.J. Bailey. We've already seen him a little bit this season, but Dana, what are they saying about their confidence level in this young signal caller?
They have 100% confidence in him, Taylor, and I think Coach Anai said it best. The sky is never falling and the sun is always shining as it relates to C.J. Bailey and his personality. He has that it factor. He has that relatability with his team, and you get the sense that this is his offense. He has that charismatic personality. He brings the players together, and this will be a big test for him tonight, Taylor.
All right, Dana, we appreciate you. Have a great call, of course, with our friends, West Durham, Tom Luganbill, Casey Concepcion, and C.J. Bailey. Casey, of course, is a dominant factor on this NC State offense. They still have some work to do to find that chemistry. Bailey is just 19 for 33 when targeting KC this season. Earlier today, NC State head coach Dave Dorn joined us on the morning show, and he was asked about the Wolfpack, what they're doing to try to get Concepcion more involved offensively.
Yeah, we're trying. We're getting him the ball about every way there is, you know. I mean, I think there's 2 things going on. We've obviously, when you're going back and forth at quarterback, the chemistry in the room. Defenses are doing a good job. There's a lot of people that are, you know, paying attention to where number 10 is. Last year he wasn't in the same situation. And so it's just a matter of getting that thing going, but we're also spreading the ball around a little bit more too. You know, last year we didn't have the same kind of talent that we do on the outside right now, and Coach and I is making sure that Justin Jolie gets the ball some, and Noah Rogers, Wesley Grimes, all these guys.
Appreciate Coach being so candid there, and I know you guys have been noticing this, and you as a receiver have been watching the way they've been using KC and what Robert and I has been doing. What are you seeing on tape?
Well, I see them using him a ton, even as a running back. They're trying to get him reverses. They're trying to get him the ball in space. But for me, I don't necessarily love that. I love him playing the traditional receiver position, throwing the ball to him down the field, away from the linemen, away from these linebackers, getting him in space against the secondary. But the other thing that I feel like we got to factor in is that Grayson McCall isn't there anymore. It's the C.J. Bailey show. And sometimes quarterbacks have their favorite. And sometimes you may not be that guy. Even though you're the best player on the team, you may not be that guy. So they have to work on their rapport and that relationship to improve things.
EJ, how would you do that? You know, just being a younger quarterback when you got your chance, and you know, you have a guy that clearly, not that he's struggling, but he is. I mean, production-wise, are you talking with him? Are you taking him aside? Are you as the receiver talking to you? What would that situation be like?
So if Coach Mark Richt, who's on my left, was my coordinator, I would sit and talk with you on Monday and Tuesday and be like, Coach, how can we get Casey Concepcion on the ball? Because I think it's a tandem thing. It's not just on the quarterback. It's also on the play caller, too. Because the quarterback, especially if you're young CJ, you have to go through your reads, man. Like you go 1, 2, and 3. When you're walking up and down before practice, going through a script, you want to make sure you don't mess up the reads, let alone get the ball to a player. It's the same thing in the NFL as a rookie. I'm thinking about Stevie Johnson, Pro Bowl. Nah, man, I'm just going through my reads so I can do my job. So I think it's partly on Robert Anae as the play caller, too.
Well, that is true, too. But the other thing is defenses can roll coverage to a certain receiver.
Sure.
They
Take it
can
away.
bracket a guy inside and outside, in essence doubling that receiver no matter where he lines up. But you know what that means? It gives opportunities for other guys to make plays.
Right.
When I had A.J. Green at Georgia as a true freshman, they were single covering him and double covering Massaquoi.
Right.
And then when A.J. started making big plays, they started rolling it back to him, and Massaquoi started catching balls again. So a lot of it has to do with the defense is trying to get stopped.
Yeah.
But also,
Yeah.
Casey Concepcion was working with Grayson McCall all summer long.
Sure.
So he's barely had reps with C.J. Bailey. So it's not just going to work just like that. Sometimes it takes time. C.J. Bailey may have had more experience throwing to other guys in the offense, so he's more comfortable with them. So I know it's frustrating now for NC State fans and maybe even Casey Concepcion, but it's going to get better.
Yeah, well, he's already played 3 or 4 games now at this point, too. So as far as any type of rapport, they got to have it by now, especially after a couple of losses, especially NC State was supposed to be a team that was going to play in Charlotte first weekend in December, and it's not looking that way right now, so let it all fly out. I'm pretty sure CJ is going to be their quarterback moving forward. Not sure when McCord's going to be back.
I don't see him on the same page just yet. Even on the option routes that I watched, they're just not reading it the same way. They're not seeing it the right way. And then they even threw KC a crossing route, and he dropped it. Not because he can't catch it, because he's frustrated with things. And so it's going to improve. It's so many little things, but we got to pay attention to that because he's got to have a big night tonight.
And there you see Casey Concepcion talking to number 1 on the other side of the ball, Davin Vann, who is a beast. Get to that in a second. But you know what I love when we go to schools that have live mascots, because I'm a big proponent of being able to pet the dogs and the wolves.
Don't pet, that's a wolf.
Oh, there's Ripken too. Ripken too. He gets so the T. Also coming up, I just mentioned number 1 on the other side of the ball, Davin Vann. He's a playmaker for that NC State defense, but off the field, he's made an even bigger impact helping those in need in Western North Carolina.
In a time that entitlement and look at me is so prevalent, to be with a guy just as humble and caring and loving as him, it's refreshing.
Welcome back to the ACC Huddle as we count down to kickoff here in Raleigh between NC State and Syracuse. But looking ahead already to next week, ACC Huddle will be live from Stanford because we are taking our talents out west. Cardinal hosting the SMU Mustangs, who are still undefeated, by the way, in ACC play. So that'll be a fun one, our first time there. Now let's look at today's unexpected performance, brought to you by J-Lab. I don't know any of us saw this coming, but the double pass, Antonio Williams.
Good ball.
To Jake Brenningstool for the touchdown. By the way, he's the first Clemson player to throw and catch a touchdown since C.J. Spiller.
Wow.
Did it back in 2009. And
C.J.
He is on staff. By the way, Antonio Williams after the game said, I wasn't even nervous.
It looked good. I mean, he looked confident.
Potato pie.
Spiral and everything.
Yeah.
Here's a look at, in case you missed it, what happened around the rest of the league. Clemson knocking off Wake Forest handily. Louisville with a close win over Virginia. Pitt over Cal. Georgia Tech over North Carolina. And right now, Notre Dame is about to knock off Stanford 49-7. All right, let's do a little field pass, shall we? We're going to start things off with the quarterback, Kyle McCord, EMAC.
Yeah, there he is. This guy, I expect to have a big game. You know, it's going to be interesting because NC State has not allowed a 300-yard passer. I think that gets broken tonight. I think this guy goes absolutely crazy. Sounds like NC State going to be without Caden Fordham, linebacker that sets the tone for this defense. Look for Kyle and company to take absolute advantage of
All right, let's look at the other quarterback on the other side of the field. C.J. Bailey. This kid is a true freshman, but he is very supremely talented, very comfortable in the system already, which is fun to watch. He is throwing for 65% of his passes, which is phenomenal, but he does have 3 interceptions and 5 sacks, so he still has a little bit of rookie in him. He's got to make sure he can scramble out of trouble or get rid of that ball when he gets in trouble.
Coach, I tell you who is not a rookie. This guy, Rondé Gaston. He's a matchup nightmare for any defense. At 6'5", 230 pounds, he's too tall for a corner, too fast for a safety or a linebacker. This is one of the best passing offenses in the country, and he's a big reason why. Look for him to have a big night tonight.
Yeah, well, this guy also is a huge reason why. Trevor Pena, the receiver, coming back for another year for this Syracuse Orange team. Guys, he's leading the team with 34 receptions, 383 yards in the air, and also 5 touchdowns. Third downs, 1st and 10. Anytime he's locked up with a guy man-to-man, expect that ball to come to him. He's always going to get open.
Casey Concepcion is a phenomenal skill guy. He can run the ball. He can catch the ball. He could probably throw the ball. He could probably pass protect if he had to. This cat,
How about that?
First game of the year, he had 9 catches for 121 yards and 3 receiving touchdowns. But since that time, he's only had 28 catches and 145 yards. So they got to get this kid going some way, somehow.
All right, I got the guy, Fidel Diggs. They said he's the best trash talker on the team. My man could arguably be the most important guy on this defense. He leads the team in sacks. He's 3rd in tackles, and he stepped up huge from Marlowe Wax in the absence of him. He's got an important job tonight and chasing around C.J. Bailey all night long.
The rock of the offense right here, LaQuint Allen, the running back, y'all. I'm telling you what, 358 yards on the ground, 6 total touchdowns, I believe 3 on the ground, 3 in the air. But also that extra effort, guys. You watched that game against UNLV, 4th and 1 situations, made guys have to tackle him, ran him over, able to convert, keep first downs, and that's really what helped Syracuse win last week.
How about Mr. Wolfpack himself? Davin Van has been on an absolute tear. This year, it's been fun to watch, stepping up as the senior leader. They say his blood is in the bricks. That's how much he means to this university. And Taylor, he is doing some extraordinary things right now.
Yeah, you see him wearing that number 1. It's a very special number here. A player can't pick it, not randomly selected. It has to be earned. And he has worn it the last 2 seasons. You see him making plays, of course, on Saturdays. You'll see him out there tonight, but it's his work off the field helping others where he proves that wearing that number 1 is a perfect fit. David Hale has the story.
Coach asked him to wear number 1.
I was looking for the player that represented the best player and leader and all the things on and off the field you look for, the alpha of the program.
He's crushed Davin Van, streaks through it.
It was pretty clear that Davin was that guy.
Davin Van, the leader.
How did your leadership skills come to be?
Coach Doran and Coach Thunder put me into leadership positions, whether I wanted to or not. And it just taught me how to be comfortable being uncomfortable.
Saturday, September 28th, NC State defensive end Davin Van played one of the best games of his career in a win over Northern Illinois.
The ball is loose, Van stripped it.
But in a call with his mom after the game, Davin wasn't focused on his performance.
I was just checking on him, and we kind of discussed a little bit about what was happening because we were starting to see things.
The massive Category 4 Hurricane Helene impacted nearly every southeastern state.
We just kind of segued into a conversation about everything that was happening in Western North Carolina.
Roads wiped off the map, cutting off entire communities where Helene's torrential flooding changed lives overnight.
It was just heartbreaking and devastating to look at and see, and the stories that I was hearing.
Hurricane Helene caused catastrophic flooding and mudslides across Western North Carolina. And Davin told his mom he wanted to help those impacted by the historic storm. Davin's mom, Joy Hall, runs a moving company. She suggested filling 1 box truck with donations.
We always talk about just doing charity and community service all the time. And this was kind of one of those things, but we figured that it was one of those things that needed to happen now.
My mom had called me and she had talked to me about it because we love going to the mountains. So seeing all the devastating stuff that happened up there, why wouldn't we want to help people who are in need with the platform that we have?
I got up Monday morning, I texted both boys in a group chat and I said, let's ask Coach if we can put a truck up at Carter-Finley. And they were at practice, so they didn't answer me. So I thought, well, I'm gonna directly text Coach.
Hey Coach, just so you know, this is going on. We'd like to help out with our moving company, and Davin and I would like to, to do this.
Within seconds, he texted me right back.
And I was like, yes, what do you need from me?
NC State helped Joy, Davin, and his brother and teammate Rylan get the word out that they'd be collecting supplies like bottled water, canned food, and diapers. It didn't take long for the Wolfpack community to show up.
We wanted to fill a truck. I thought, well, maybe we can get one truck and take it down there.
Did you fill a truck?
We filled almost 7 trucks.
Thank you.
It was supposed to go a couple days. It ended up going the entire week, and it was amazing. A line of cars until 8 p.m. every day.
Thank you. A lot of people showed up, a lot more than I thought would. My expectations were definitely exceeded.
Appreciate it, dog.
There's a reason Davin Ware's number 1. Yes, he's one of NC State's best players. But being the leader of the pack means something more.
In a time that entitlement and look at me is so prevalent.
Appreciate it.
Be with a guy just as humble and caring and loving as him. It's refreshing.
I've always tried to teach him to be a bright light for people when people are in need. Football will be gone eventually. So what you've done to help people is what really truly matters.
Showing the best part of me, that's what I want to do every day.
Really cool story there. Really great human being, great football player. Coach, we got to watch this a little bit earlier today. You're with us for the first time. You had a lot of great athletes in your time. That's special what he's doing right there.
Well, there's a lot to love about what we just saw, not only from him, but his teammates, his mother, and all that. But the other thing that I took away from that segment was Coach Doran, when he said he wanted me to be the leader whether I wanted to or not. So the coach's encouragement for him to become a leader of the team now all of a sudden translated into being a great leader in this community. And I'm just really excited about seeing the mentorship from his coach to the player and so on.
Davin Van's a special person, even special player, and I know he can make a big impact today against this Syracuse offense.
No, there's no doubt about it. I mean, this defense is going to go as he goes, Tay, and he's got to get after the quarterback, has to try to alter passes, alter the timing of it all, and he's going to be where it starts and finishes.
Appreciate Davin Van and his family for telling that story as well. All right, for more on this matchup, just about 15 minutes away, West Durham, Tom Luganbill up in the booth. What's going on, guys?
Taylor, thanks very much. These two teams get here very different fashions. NC State lost a heartbreaker here to Wake Forest last week. Meanwhile, Syracuse, overtime thriller in Vegas last week against the Rebels. And they got 2 quarterbacks that come from different paths. C.J. Bailey, freshman, true freshman, third since 2000 to start. Kyle McCord, we know a ton about. We're learning a little bit more about Bailey.
Yeah, and the early returns are really, really positive. Now, he's already had to come out of the locker room earlier in the season due to an injury to Grayson McCall and bring them back for a win against Louisiana Tech. Then his first start, of course, is against Clemson in Death Valley. But one of the things that I love about him is his poise and even keel. One of the things you got to do as a young quarterback is not only manage the game, but you got to manage your emotions and the flows of the game. But look at the decisions here. He's just so poised and calm. He moves around, keeps his eyes downfield, lobs the ball in for the touchdown, but he never hits the panic button. Here's the throw where he works back into the pocket, steps up nicely, gets his shoulders square to the line of scrimmage, throws the deep out comeback route, difficult throw. And this might be one of my favorite plays of the game from last week against Wake Forest. Why? Because of the situational awareness that he shows in the red area. It's not a completion. You know what you do? You throw the ball away and you live to play the next down.
See, that's why he's good. Tells you when a bad play's a good play.
That's right.
There we go.
That's it.
So C.J. Bailey, Kyle McCord tonight steer their appropriate teams. We'll have it for you coming up top of the hour. Excited to be in Raleigh tonight. Feels like a big game with the Orange in the pack. We'll see you in a minute on ACC Network.
No matter where you look on campus at NC State, you'll see red bricks, the literal building blocks, stepping stones, and heart of the university. They form the historic buildings and pathways that crisscross campus, and over 500,000 alone lay right here at the Brickyard. They're even under the paint and art of the Free Expression Tunnel. And at Carter-Finley Stadium, the red bricks welcome you as you enter, a constant reminder of the strength and connection that is the foundation of the NC State Wolfpack.
It's a special place here in Raleigh. And as you can see, the fans are filing in. Most of them are wearing black for a blackout. Some people thought black was optional, but that's okay. As you can see, 18 straight sellouts here at Carter-Finley. Longest streak in program history. Dave Doran has these fans believing in what the Wolfpack can do. And really cool, just moments ago during the national anthem while we were in commercial break, a flyover, not just a flyover, a flashy flyover as well.
Nice.
Very
What planes
cool.
are those, Taylor? Do you know?
I couldn't see from here, but all I know is there were sparklers coming out of the
They
back.
look cool, though.
Looks like a
really
UFO.
It does look like a
Breaking
UFO.
news, UFO sighting, Raleigh, Durham.
And there you go, Mr. and Miss Wolf not falling off of the helmet cart, which is really good. There's seatbelts, by the way. So
You think they're married?
I think so. They're in a healthy, stable relationship. They were married, yes, by the way, by the Stephen Deacon. Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, so rival schools coming together for a better cause. And there's Otto, the orange, one of the best mascots in all the land.
Otto was there at the wedding. It was awesome.
He was probably caught the bouquet and everything, Otto. All right, and we do have some news to deliver on this show. Emac just alluded to it, but NC State linebacker Caden Fordham will not be playing in this game. He leads the team 49 tackles, a couple of passes, defended a sack on the season. That's a big blow to this NC State defense.
No, it absolutely is. I mean, he's the leader. He's the guy. And as you just said, the most productive dude on the defense there. So not only are you not having the guy that sets it normally, EJ, but now you also have the guy that normally tackles, the ball player. So really look for, Syracuse to try to find ways to get this now new linebacker who will be starting. Try to identify him quickly, get your big tight end on him.
Yeah, extremely unfortunate for this NC State defense. I believe Fordham got knocked out the game. We were here the last time.
Yes.
They
Targeting.
Western Carolina, I forgot where they played, but with the targeting call. So they'll have to find a way to still get some production and stop this really good Syracuse offense.
Sean Brown's got to step up.
Yeah.
He's the next guy, yeah.
Caden Fordham is 0-2 when the ACC huddle is in town, as we have learned. Okay, let's do a little over-under and make some guesses, shall we? Here's their first one. Kyle McCord has thrown for over 300 yards in every game this season, as we have documented, but faces a Wolfpack defense that has not allowed 300 pass yards in a game this season. Over-under 299.5 passing yards for McCord tonight. Eddie, start with you. Go down the line.
I'm going to go over just because it's Kyle McCord. I don't care what defense it is. I believe he's going to be able to have success. He's got too many weapons on the outside. Eli Holstein did scare me a little bit with Pitt. He had the same thing, throwing for over 300 every game. But I feel McCord will get it done tonight.
That's exactly where I was about to go, brother, because he didn't even come close, to that. But this is a different story. This isn't an opportunistic defense like Cal is. I think that what you see Kyle McCord do tonight is over like he normally does. He's going to push the ball downfield. He's going to find that big tight end, Oronde Gaston, EJ, and make it happen.
I say under, guys, but not because it's a lack of success. I think it's also because Syracuse is going to try to run the ball. They're going to try to own the line of scrimmage. We just talked about NC State's linebacker being out, leading tackler for this defense. Feed that ball to LaQuint Allen. Let him ride.
I say over. I say not only is it over for the game, he'll have 250 yards by halftime.
Whoa, doubling down. I love that. Wow.
Okay.
All right, EJ, you're the Lone Ranger.
All good.
For that one.
All
Okay,
right.
let's do defense. The Wolfpack have improved at getting to the quarterback in the last 2 games. After recording just 4 sacks and 40 pressures in their first 4 games, the defense has recorded 7 sacks and 36 pressures since then. Over under 2.5 sacks for NC State today. Eddie, where are you going?
I'm going under. I'm not doubting this defense, but I believe McCord will get rid of the ball quickly and get some easy completions.
I was asked this question 6 hours ago. I think I said under. If y'all pop it up, I'll say under. I think he's going to be able to move around and do his thing. There we go, under. I don't think he's going to get hit that much tonight.
Yeah, I do think he's going to get hit. And look, this crowd is loud. I played here before, man. We actually lost in 2012. Part of this deal is not just the defense, also the crowd being in it. So I say over, but I still think Kyle McCord has a good night.
I say under for the same reasons you guys said. He's a veteran quarterback. He knows when to get rid of the ball, and he hasn't had many games where he's been sacked 3 times. I don't think it's going to happen tonight.
All right, key to the game. If anyone wants to chime in, EJ, what's going to be the difference? You have 2 different quarterbacks matching up in this one.
Key to the game for Syracuse, start fast, get this crowd out of it. Key to the game for NC State, let CJ ball.
Right.
Just let him go ball. Don't put any seatbelt on him, just let him go.
Yeah.
He's a starter now, let him ride.
I'm going to go on the defensive side for NC State. Get the football. Create some turnovers. Create that momentum. Let this crowd help you and get in this game. If you can do that, this will be a dogfight. If not, it's going to be a long night.
It's going to be a fun night.
No turnovers, please.
Gonna be a fun night. Coach, EJ, Emac, Eddie, I'm Taylor. Wes, Lugs, and Dana have you covered. We'll see you at halftime.
Taylor, thanks very much. We welcome you to Carter-Finley Stadium in Raleigh tonight. They're days away from the start of the North Carolina State Fair. So how about some fireworks tonight, right? ACC Network primetime, 17th meeting all time between NC State and Syracuse. And a blackout tonight, and there is the helmet cart. That's my favorite tradition at Carter-Finley Stadium. Great to be with Tom Luganville, West Durham, Dana Boyle in just a moment. The Orange and Fran Brown's first year have been fun to watch. They get here after a thrilling win at Las Vegas last week in overtime. NC State, a heartbreaker on the turf here at Carter-Finley to Wake Forest. But when the Orange come in, we get a look at one of the top quarterbacks in the ACC, because in a conference of quarterbacks, Kyle McCord's toward the front. And Tom, he's been really, really impressive in the first 5.
He's been super impressive, and they haven't been easy throws. This is an offense that does want to throw it. They're RPO-based, and there are going to be a lot of shots all over the field, but they don't dink and dunk. The intermediate and deep level throws that he's been routinely making are difficult throws. It's one of the reasons why he's been so good through the air. But it's this component of his game, Wes, that I think is highly undervalued. He's able to get out of trouble. He navigates the pocket well. He finds second passing chances, and this allows for them to overcome what is not the strength of their team. That's the offensive line. You see him with the line to gain here. Smart play, fresh set of downs, but he's always keeping his eyes downfield. But his footwork, his initial quickness in the pocket will surprise you. And I think that he's going to need it tonight, because Tony Gibson, the defensive coordinator at NC State, they're going to test his mettle, and I think they're going to try and heat him up.
Well, McCord and the Orange take the field. You see his passing summary in their first 5 games, including 355 and 3 last Friday night in Clark County, Nevada, to beat Vegas in overtime and knock the Rebels of Barry Odom out of the top 25. So now here's the NC State spectrum for quarterback tonight. And Dave Dorn and the Wolfpack take the field in their all-black look tonight. They're going to turn it over to a true freshman. The 3rd guy since 2000 as a true freshman to start for the Wolfpack, C.J. Bailey.
Yeah, as we take a look at my Luke's look back, a highly touted guy from a very prominent high school in Florida. I think he was overlooked in recruiting. 20th rated pocket passer in the class. So you see the size, the physical upside to develop, but maybe the most important trait that he has is poise. For a young player, he has not been rattled. He's already had to lead the Wolfpack back from a come-from-behind win versus Louisiana Tech. His first starts in Death Valley against Clemson. Welcome to college football, young man. But what he doesn't do is put the football team in jeopardy, and they're going to need him to cut it loose tonight, value the football, but really allow the play to come to him. This is his offense now in the absence of Grayson McCall.
Well, remember, McCall got hurt last Saturday early in the ballgame against Wake Forest. Bailey came in, tried to help the Wolfpack rally, and of course Wake drove the field, converted a 4th down to win the game. You see Dave Dorn. It is of note, Tom, through 6 games last season, they were 3-3. They hit the button, finished winning 5 of their last 6. They're 3-3 again here playing tonight, and it feels like if NC State's going to turn into a good year, it may happen here tonight. Dana, meanwhile, visits with a guy coaching his first ACC road game. Here's Fran Brown.
Coach Brown, he's waiting for the coin toss.
We want the ball.
All right, Coach Brown, you're coming off a road win, a top 25 win. What momentum does that give you tonight? You're coming off a top 25 win on the road. Now you're facing your first ACC road opponent. What momentum does that give you?
It's fun. We're in this atmosphere. Look at this. I mean, it's exciting. We're excited to play, get to go play a good football team, to go show the country who we are, what we're really about. We're trying to make sure they understand what Dart's about.
LaQuint Allen Jr. showed tremendous toughness last week. What versatility does he give your offense?
I mean, just everything. He could do anything. He's a guy that you could put everywhere. If we needed to, we could put him on defense at safety. I mean, this kid's just a football player. He's a football junkie, and he loves the game of football. I'm happy I get the chance to coach him.
Thanks for the time. Good luck.
Appreciate it. Be safe.
All right, Fran Brown out of Camden, New Jersey. And as real, Tom, in conversation every time as anybody I've ever been around.
Absolutely. Blunt, honest, to the point. And by the way, it's not just the first ACC road contest. This is the first game for Syracuse outdoors.
Yeah.
So far this year of the 2024 season.
By the way, the Orange tonight are also trying to turn, if you will, the arrow on an ACC road slump. They've lost 4 straight conference road games, Tom. 17 of their last 20 dating back to 2019.
Yeah, they're going to flip that here tonight. And they're going to have a raucous crowd around them. We've got a blackout here at Carter-Finley Stadium. And I think we've got a bit of a snake backed into a corner with this NC State team that suffered multiple losses at key positions from an injury perspective. We'll see how they step up. Some of the reserves going to have to step up big. And we've already talked about the young freshman and C.J. Bailey at quarterback. This is his team now at NC State.
Malachi James averaging 21 yards a return is deep for the Orange. And away we go from Raleigh. High end over end kick. There'll be no return. And Syracuse will start from its 25-yard line. And here is the senior from Mount Laurel, New Jersey, who is 16-2 as a starter. His only 2 losses are Michigan and Stanford. Last year, he lost the regular season finale for the Buckeyes, and he lost the ACC opener for the Orange. Actually, they beat Georgia Tech and then lost to Stanford. So they're 1-1 in the league.
You see the completions per game, 30 completions per game, leading the country. That is a massive number of accuracy.
Allen off his left hip. You see the Orange put 3 to the right and McCord to throw. And it is caught in traffic at the 31-yard line, and that is Rondé Gadsden with his first catch. Now, if you have not seen Syracuse, Kyle McCord threw the ball 63 times last Friday night in Las Vegas.
Yeah, he threw it 63 times, but that's a bit deceiving because it takes away from the run game, not because they're not running it, but because it's an RPO-based offense.
2nd down and 5. Back across the middle, and that ball is dropped, and that was Trevor Pena, I believe, going back up the line. So the incomplete pass to Pena makes it 3rd and 5. The Wolfpack wrapped him up, and that was D.K. Kaufman pulling him down. Well, there's a look at the leading receivers, Tom.
Yeah, and it seems like each and every week it's somebody different that they're targeting. So distributing the ball really, really well with this offense. It's very difficult just to key on one guy or another. Huge 3rd down here for NC State defensively.
Wolfpack is #1 in conference play on 3rd down, allowing opponents just 29%. Here's McCord back across the middle and just shy of the 35. I think Pena's got it. He towed the line before Bishop Fitzgerald knocked him down. And the Orange, who is 5th in FBS in 3rd down conversion and 2nd in the ACC, and was 11 of 18 last week, Tom.
He just narrowly gets past the line to gain. Fresh set of downs. But one thing I like about Kyle McCord so far this year, he gets the ball out of his hand quickly. Decisive, accurate, anticipates throws.
A play fake. McCord wants to take the deep shot. Pena the guy, and just overthrew him. He had gotten behind T-Mac Cooley. But Pena, that was the 3rd target of Trevor Pena, Tom, in the first 4 plays?
Yeah, they're going after him. They're trying to get him matched up versus a safety, and they do here in T-Mac Cooley. And he's got not just 1, but 2 steps on Cooley, and that's usually a play that Trevor Pena comes down with. The one thing you notice on tape when you're watching this young man, he makes difficult catches look routine. That's one that got away from him a little bit.
The Orange are going to load the boundary side here. Yamari Hatcher has come in the game. LaQuint Allen is down there. And here is McCord trying to throw back across the middle. Catch is made. And that is Pena again pulling it down. And it looked like Kamel Bonner makes the play. Now Bonner is starting tonight because Caden Fordham was hurt this week in practice. And so the Wolfpack's leading tackler with nearly 50 stops this season is not playing for Tony Gibson's defense. They move Bonner inside, or Devon Betty inside, slide Bonner down at that Sam backer position. There's a good look at the redshirt freshman from Moultrie, Georgia. 3rd down and 2. McCord to throw here. Back inside, and that's the former tight end, or no, it's Gadsden hanging on. I thought for a minute we were going to see Valari. That's Rondé Gadsden's 2nd catch, right across the line to make at the 45.
Well, and that time they take Aiden White, who is the best cover player on the perimeter. He's a corner, but they move him to the inside for Rondé Gadsden. But right now, Tony Gibson, the defensive coordinator, is going to have to start changing this picture on the back end. There's way too many one-on-one, man-to-man matchups that are allowing easy throws for Kyle McCord.
6 throws, no runs yet. Here's LaQuint Allen's first carry of the night, and the Wolfpack gets him to the ground after a gain of 3 to the 49.
No, going back, Wes, to what we had talked about with throwing the football with his offense, 63 attempts a week ago, 50 attempts the week before that versus Holy Cross. But last week against UNLV, at least 30 of those 63 attempts were called runs where the look in the box, they didn't have the numbers to run the football, so they pull up and they throw the ball, and that's the value of having a veteran quarterback recognizing those things at the line of scrimmage.
Second down. And 7 to go. LaQuint Allen, another carry, gets to midfield, and the Wolfpack pushed him right back. NC State comes into the game, Tom, 14th in the league, 89th nationally, allowing 159 yards a game. Sean Brown was the guy there to make the stop on Allen. Syracuse has run the ball in 2 conference games for a crazy number, just crazy numbers.
I know one thing defensively for NC State. Against their 3 Power 5 or Power 4, opponents, they've missed over 30 combined tackles. That cannot happen tonight versus this offense.
3rd down and a half dozen. And we're going to get a stoppage of play here because Syracuse in the communication gap is going to force Fran Brown to burn a timeout.
First charge of this half.
Early break in the action in Raleigh. Feels like a big 3rd down when we come back. Well, quick check will tell you that next Saturday we've got a full treble header for you on ACC Network. High noon start at Clemson with the Tigers, who won today in Winston-Salem. They'll host Virginia, who lost at the Horn to Louisville. Then NC State goes to Berkeley. They'll see the Cal Golden Bears. Tom, Dana, and I will join the huddle. We'll be on the farm next Saturday night, Eastern time, for number 25 SMU and Stanford. Here in Raleigh, we're early in this first period of play, almost 4 minutes in, and a huge 3rd down facing Fran Brown's team here.
Yeah, huge 3rd down. A lot of no backs on 2nd and 3rd down so far tonight on this first drive for Syracuse.
Well, and look what happens. Here comes a back into the formation. LaQuint Allen. McCord to throw, back across the middle, catch is made. Gadsden into NC State territory, pulled down shy of the Wolfpack 30-yard line. Jihad Carter, who started his career at Syracuse, spent a year at Ohio State, now to NC State, makes the play.
Just a nice job leaning and working up the vertical stem and then breaking off and separating. That's 6'6" versus 6'1". And all you've got to do is throw him a catchable ball. I mean, the wingspan and the height give you such a wide catch radius if you're Kyle McCord. You got to love that downfield.
So McCord on his 5th completion dials Gadsden for 19. 10th play of the drive from NC State's 31-yard line. And LaQuint Allen on the carry. A yard, maybe 2 and change. Brandon Cleveland, the first guy in the black helmet. Junior from Tampa, Florida, who had 4 tackles and a couple of hurries in the loss to Tennessee and Charlotte earlier this year. There's a look at Cleveland, 315 pounds on a 6'4" frame. Tony Gibson's got some hombres in the line now.
Yeah, they really do. They've got some guys up there on the 3-man front, and it's the linebacker position that's been ailing, obviously, the loss of Caden Fordham and having to play a lot of youngsters now right behind that front.
Pena in motion. They bring a tight end into the formation. Here's McCord to his right, and he's going to throw it out of bounds. You know, I heard before the game that sometimes when you throw it out of bounds, that's a good play.
Well, that's a great play, especially if you understand where you're at on the field. You'll live to play the next down right here. And instead of, maybe forcing it, the ball gets tipped or you throw it to the other team, you just do such a nice job of moving the pocket and getting off and making sure that you don't make an error with the football. 3rd down, you're in the red area. Don't do anything that takes you out of getting points.
This is 3rd and 8. This is the longest of the 3rd down so far tonight for the Orange. See the bunch look to the top. McCord back across the middle of the ladder to make the catch, and turn is Pena for the 1st down. DK Kaufman going to make the tackle. Tom, pretty good route running out of that bunch. Look to the top.
Yeah, good route running, but also a bust from a coverage standpoint. They go all out, cover 0, bring everybody, try to rush the quarterback, force Kyle McCord into an errant throw. Instead, he finds an open target underneath, and a target that should have been at least covered man-to-man.
You see 3 catches then Almost 24 yards for Pena. And now here's Villari with Yasin Willis in the backfield.
Former quarterback is Villari.
Yeah, the freshman from New Jersey, Willis, but it'll be Villari, and he'll just plow forward on first down. And Cooley, the first guy there, but he's the nickel for NC State. So Villari, who, you know, because of the injuries at quarterback last year, ended up going from tight end back to his old position at quarterback where he was originally recruited. And there was some wing tee stuff going on and all sorts of stuff at the end of last season for Dino Babers. But every once in a while, Fran Brown asked him to slide back there.
Well, every little package that you implement, somebody's got to prepare for it.
McCord returns to quarterback on second down. Sharp throw broken up. Intended for Meeks. And Devon Marshall, the Villanova transfer, Tom, came pretty close to pulling that one.
Really impressive coverage. Jumping the slant right out here off of the token fake, the RPO. Gets the right arm in there, just batting that ball away. And now another third down. At some point, NC State's got to get off the field on third down.
Syracuse 4 for 4 on third down. 15th play of the drive for the Orange here. Just chewing first quarter clock too on this opening possession. Here's McCord. Moving to his right, now going to sail it, and it's batted away. Intended for Meeks again, the Georgia transfer. And that's Marshall again making a play.
Yeah, Kyle McCord trying to make something happen, keep this play alive. We talked about his athleticism when we came on air, and Davin Vann putting the pressure on late, forcing the throw to the sideline. And finally, NC State gets off the field, forcing a field goal here.
This would be the longest field goal for freshman Jaden O, 32 yards. Kick is away, and it is good. So the Orange takes the lead. It's a long drive for Brown's team. But the field goal is only 32 yards, and for the Wolfpack, they'll get the ball with just ahead of 8 minutes to play first period for the first time next.
Back here in Raleigh, 3-0 Syracuse. We take a look at C.J. Bailey, about to take the field for the NC State Wolfpack. Give you some background on Bailey with one of my Luke's lookbacks. This guy, he's really poised. I think that's the thing that stands out about him. Look at him move and just kind of subtly finds a way in the pocket, but he never presses the panic button, keeps his eyes downfield. Here he steps up, does a really good job of attacking the line of scrimmage with his shoulders square, throws the deep comeback route to the sideline, very accurate. But this is what he's shown the maturity to be able to do. Know where you're at on the field. Understand if it's not there, don't force it. Throw the ball out of bounds, live to play the next down. Now you haven't turned a bad play into a catastrophe. That's what they need tonight from C.J. Bailey, because he is the future at quarterback here for the Wolfpack.
There'll be no return by Kaufman. And so NC State will scrimmage from its 25 after we just saw Syracuse go 61 yards, 16 plays, and dang near 7 minutes. And we'll get a look at Bailey here. You see 13 of 20, a rushing score and a passing score against Northern Illinois. And then he gets a lot of credit for last week against Wake Forest. An emotional tipping point moment it felt like for the Wolfpack. And we'll see how NC State handles it here. 1st and 10 for Baylor. Jordan Waters with him, and Waters gets the call on first down and 5 yards on the play. Dana.
I think Coach Anai said it best when he told us relating to C.J. Bailey's personality. The sun is always shining and the sky is never falling as it relates to his ability. The game, he never gets too high, he never gets too low, and he's playing for something bigger than himself. They're him a call tonight.
Yeah, the injury to the Wolfpack quarterback early in the game last Saturday. And is this a free one for the Pack? It sure is, and Bailey's going to take the shot downfield. It is incomplete. Tried to go to Dakari Collins, and Clarence Lewis almost got caught.
Just seeing that right there, the awareness of a freshman quarterback.
Offside, defense number 92. That 5-yard penalty will result in a first down.
C.J. Bailey there immediately notices it, knows he's got an outside route down the sideline. Take a shot. There's no danger. You're going to get free 5 yards. And to be honest with you, I kind of thought Takari Collins could have caught that football. Good defensive play on the defender there for Syracuse, getting his left arm in at the last moment. But that's the one thing, and Dana just mentioned it. This guy can manage the game, but he also manages emotions really well.
Kendrick Raphael's come into the ball game. Collins returning to the lineup after missing the weight game. Here's a quick throw, and that was juggled and incomplete is the ruling on the field. Intended for Kendrick Raphael, the sophomore from Naples, Florida. Justin Barron is the guy that collided with Raphael. So 2nd down and 10, as you heard Riley Johnson say, the penalty brought NC State a 1st down.
Boy, they had an opportunity with Casey Concepcion down the seam on the slot seam route. And that time, C.J. Bailey was working the right side of the field. That was up to the left, so he didn't get to him in his progression, instead taking the check down.
So 2nd and 10 now for the freshman. And the Wolfpack going to run it, and Raphael is their leading ball carrier. He'll pick up 5 on the play to the 40-yard line. And Tom, there's something sputtering about NC State in the run game in particular through their first 6 ball games here. They come into tonight 14th in the league at 123 yards a game. In an ACC play, it's a little better, but not more than, it's not nearly what Dave Doran thought it would be.
No, not with 7 graduates in the offensive line and 4 of them starting. That's a veteran group with a lot of experience and a big 3rd down coming up here. But the run game just has not been able to get to the head of the chains on early downs to help the quarterback position.
Wolfpack was 8 of 15 last week against Wake Forest. Pressure coming from the Orange. Bailey's got to cut it loose, and it caught on the deflection for the 1st down. Holy smokes. It was intended for Concepcion, and it ends up being a 1st down into Syracuse territory on the catch by Noah Rogers. It's a double play ball from C.J. Bailey.
It's a poorly thrown football behind Concepcion right there, turning into a well-thrown football low and to the inside for Noah Rogers, the Ohio State transfer, and just moving the change, a fresh set of downs, settle in a little bit. Sometimes you get that ball bouncing the right way for you. That's what you need as a young quarterback in this offense.
It feels like one of those awkward double plays, like 1-3-5 or 1-3-4. Here's Bailey on 1st down, putting on the money, and a terrific catch by Collins going out of bounds at the 30-yard line of Syracuse.
Woo. That was an absolute laser. And it had just enough loft on it to get over to the dropping defender. You see the defender working to the flat right there, trying to get up and elevate. That ball is not a caught football if C.J. Bailey is late.
Takari Collins, you see 9 catches now on the season, over 100 yards. 1st and 10 in Syracuse territory at the 31. Waters has returned as the running back. Concepcion in motion. Bailey deep in the pocket, and he's going to sail it out of bounds, but in the neighborhood of a couple different NC State players. But Tom, to your point a moment ago, live to play another day.
That's exactly right, and just a smart, heady play. You look at it from the all-22 perspective, and you're trying to figure out, okay, where can we go with the football? Well, there's not a lot of options right now, and he doesn't see, because he's got 2 defenders in his face. So what do? Let's just chuck it into the 2nd row. We're going to play the next down, not do anything to hurt the football team, and understand where you are on the field from a scoring position.
So 2nd in the full 10. And Bailey going to keep it, and he'll dive to the 28. It'll be 3rd and 7. Chase Simmons makes the play from Little River. There's a good look at Simmons, 260-pound defensive end in his junior season at Syracuse.
Yeah, this Syracuse defense has been playing good football, but they're also down a couple of players. Deion Wilson, number 4, 94, Kevin Jobity. Their 2 starting defensive tackles out tonight. So down the middle of this defense, going to have some reserves, including a true freshman in Murad Watson, number 88, going to have to step up big.
3rd down and long here for Bailey. Waiting, now will shoot it, and first catch of the night. Going out of bounds is Concepcion. And Elijah Clark took KC Concepcion out of play, about 2.5 yards shy of the 1st down, maybe a full 3 yards short.
He just has such control and wiggle as a route runner that he creates so much separation, and it gives the quarterback room for error. And there was a good throw right there, but you can see why it's so easy for him to get open with that type of hip movement.
41-yard try for Vineset. His longest this year, 52 against Louisiana Tech. And the kick is away, and Noah Vineset misses it. Pulled it to the left. So with 3:53 to go in this first period, both teams threaten on their respective possessions. But Fran Brown's team gets a missed NC State field goal. They hold a 3-0 lead in Raleigh. How many plays? 9, Richard? Well, 3-0 Syracuse, and there's a look at the Wolfpack's defensive coordinator. Another guy who's fairly candid when he visits with you, Tony Gibson.
There ain't no sugarcoating with Tony Gibson now.
Nope. So Syracuse takes over at its 24 in a 3-0 lead from McCord, who goes under center. That's Gadsden in motion, and here's Willis, who is a terrific looking freshman. But that's Bonner making another play here, Tom. 5 games last year. He had 3 tackles in the loss to Tennessee, and the young freshman from Colquitt County, Georgia's getting some early action.
When we talk about Tony Gibson, the defensive coordinator, being bluntly honest when you meet with him, he told us flat out, Kamal Bonner is going to be a really good player. He's probably having to play a little earlier than they'd like him to, but this is his time to shine. They think he's got a bright, bright future here.
So Willis will stay in the backfield with McCord here on 2nd down. And Gadsden another catch, and there's something Gibson noted too. We got to limit yards after the catch, and Gadsden picks up the first down money to the 35 under the tackle of Kaufman.
So far, Syracuse has not pushed the ball downfield outside of the 1 attempt to Trevor Pena. Everything else has just been right in front of Kyle McCord. They're going to go and they're going to sit in the zones, or they've been in a lot of man-to-man defense from Tony Gibson in this NC State defense, so they've been able to create those one-on-one matchups.
They put Pena and Gill here to the field. Keep Willis in the backfield, and here's McCord. Wanted to take a shot, eludes the pressure. State fans want a foul for a penalty flag, and there's Pena, the catch inside the 40 of the Wolfpack 37. Lot of contact. Marshall was there on the tackle of Trevor Pena, but NC State fans wanted a holding call, did not get it.
They didn't get it. They wanted it against Davin Van right there. Once again, just some poise and subtle pocket movement from Kyle McCord, then throws a rope to Trevor Pena, who knows he's going to take a shot, so you might as well catch it anyway. But again, we talked about that coming on air. As good as Kyle McCord has been when he's anticipated and been decisive, he's been equally as good utilizing very undervalued athleticism.
28 yards, longest play of the night for the Orange so far, in a first down, inside 2 to go in this first quarter. Willis cannot break free. The Wolfpack, or no, LaQuint Allen won instead of Willis. Allen came back in the ball game, and the Wolfpack right on the stop there with Betty, Devon Betty, the grad student from the Miami area, played at St. Thomas Aquinas. By the way, they played Chaminade Madonna last night, so I don't know if Betty and C.J. Bailey had something going in the locker room, but
no doubt.
Yep.
2 Florida powerhouses. Now, Betty doing a nice job from his middle linebacker spot. He's played there before, again, replacing Caden Fordham, who's out tonight. And they've been playing really well on defense.
2nd down and 10. McCord looks, and in the middle of the field, it is caught, and that's Gill's first catch of the night. Tackled by Aiden White, but it's another Orange first down to the 24-yard line. 11th catch in the last 3 games and change for Darrell Gill Jr.
Yeah, the 6'3" sophomore. See the wide catch radius, attacks the football, hauls it in. That's why you always hear coaches talking about extend your hands away from your frame. Catch the ball out in front of you and then secure it as you bring it in.
100 yards on 9 of 14 for McCord tonight. LaQuint Allen the carry on first down. Inside the 20. Gain of right at 5 for Allen. Sean Brown the tackle. Boy, this LaQuint Allen now. 4 touchdowns last Friday night in Vegas. 2 on the ground, 2 through the air. He's got 8 career 100-yard games, 7 of them last year, Tom. He does not have one this year, amazingly. And he comes into the ball game 9th in the ACC at 71.6. But oh, by the way, he's got 29 catches. He's the 5th best receiver in terms of catches per game at nearly 6. And They're going to let this play live. And it's a pass intended for Hatcher and broken up on the play by Marshall, and that will bring us to the end of this first quarter of play. Wasn't sure if they were going to blow the whistle or not. They did not. And so therefore the Orange will go to the second quarter leading 3-0. And a red zone opportunity awaits Fran Brown's team next from Raleigh. Quarter 2 in Raleigh on ACC Network tonight. Am I supposed to be scared of this? Now, what's that? Come on, Otto now. I mean, we're getting after Otto tonight in Raleigh?
Shots across the bow.
Huh? Come on, Luke, help him out here.
At America's favorite fruit.
We start quarter 2, Orange at the Wolfpack 19. McCord on third down and short for Pena. Somebody get a hand on this?
Yeah, the
had to be, right?
Ball was tipped. It certainly was. Had a little inside stunt game for NC State. I think the hand just swiped and batted the ball down. Yeah, it's going to be number 8 right there, or number 0. Oh no, it is Devon Betty.
Yeah. And Fran Brown's got the offense on the field here, Tom.
Yeah, listen, this team has been so good at putting points on the board, scoring touchdowns. I don't think they believe in field goals.
6 of 8 on fourth down this year is the Orange. Valari, the tight end. Here's McCord. Look, shoots it middle of the field and incomplete. He was trying to get it in traffic to Gadsden, and Sean Brown broke it up. What a hold by Doran's Wolfpack, Lukes.
Yeah, and I love the call to go to zone defense right here, not give Syracuse the one-on-one matchup that they might want, and they probably would win. Instead, you got Sean Brown working out to his hook area where he's going to drop in coverage, knows exactly where that option route is, tips the ball at the last second. Listen, we've talked the entire first quarter about NC State's inability to get off the field on third down.
Right.
They forced another third down right there. They decide to go forward on fourth. Now they get the ball back. Let's see what this young quarterback can do for this NC State offense.
So Robert and I with the true freshman C.J. Bailey, 3 of his first 5. Remember, NC State missed a field goal. Kendrick Raphael in the backfield. Bailey going to hand to Raphael, and he will push the stack for, let's call it 3 to the 22. Second down and 7. Now remember, NC State on that offensive line, Anthony Belton, it's his 27th start. Anthony Carter, his 20th. Zeke Correll, 32nd start tonight.
Right.
Timothy McKay, 29th. Jacarius Peak, 13th, Tom.
That's what's been so bewildering about this offensive front and their inability to not get the consistent push and move the line of scrimmage to give them a great run game on early downs. They've often found themselves in 2nd and 10, 2nd and 9, and they put you in a bind on third down.
That's Raphael, the man in motion. Here's Bailey now to the right, trying to shake the defender, and he'll throw it incomplete. It's Derek McDonald, the leading tackler, who was pursuing Bailey, and now a flag has come down after an incomplete pass. And the referee tonight is Riley Johnson. Dante Daniels.
Ineligible downfield, number 87. He was covered up, went downfield. 5-yard pass, 5-yard penalty. Second down.
So Daniels ineligible. Another look.
Yeah, so they had 87 was covered up. And one of the other receiver, you see him coming to the bottom of your screen. And you got to make sure your outside target is off the ball. If he covers up the inside target, meaning they're on the same plane, both on the line of scrimmage, that inside player is now ineligible.
Waters returns to the backfield with Bailey. This is 2nd and a dozen now. Orange brings 4 and a screen set up, but Noah Rogers not going to be able to do anything with that. Syracuse handled it beautifully. Justin Barron, who a year ago had 90 tackles, Tom, and seemed to be everywhere.
And he was a safety a year ago.
That's right.
Moved him down to weak side linebacker, which is his more natural position, about 6'4", 225 pounds. super instinctive, makes a ton of plays. You talk about the tackles from a year ago. Now I think playing closer to the line of scrimmage more consistently is where he belongs.
Yep. Well, he makes a terrific stop there. He trailed only McDonald in the tackle parade for the Orange.
These are the plays you want to stay out of if you're NC State. 3rd and 12 and you're backed up in your own red area.
Syracuse rushes only 3. They're going to take the deep shot downfield and just overthrown. And they went home run hunting with Wesley Grimes, the Wake Forest transfer, who had his best game last week, 4 catches and 46 yards in the close loss to his former school.
Again, the inside fade with an inside release. This ball just needed a little more air because Wesley Grimes, he's separated, and CJ Bailey knows it. He'd love to have that throwback. I love the aggressiveness. He picked the right guy, made the correct read. Just got to put a little more air into that ball and drop it in the bucket.
State goes 3 and out. And Pena waits on the punt of Noonkester. It's a wobbly punt here to the near side. It's going to take a bit of an NC State bounce. And out of bounds for the Orange at their 43-yard line. Just 39 yards from Caden Noonkester. Timeout in Raleigh, second quarter on a Saturday night.
Back here in Raleigh, this is the tight end that they called illegally downfield. Now they're saying that he's not covered up, so he's off the ball, he's on the ball, so this looks legal. And Dave Doran is all over the officials about this because this cost the Wolfpack big time, and they called 87 as being an illegal man downfield because he was ineligible, and in that formation, that was not an illegal formation.
Here's LaQuinn Allen. First carry for Allen on the drive. His best run of the night. Produces an Orange first down. Bishop Fitzgerald gets LaQuinn Allen on the ground, but it's in NC State territory at the 43, and the Orange on the football. And Dave Doran spent a majority of that time out talking to Riley Johnson, the referee, and his crew.
And he's pointing up to the video board saying he's off the ball. Our outside receiver's on the ball. We're perfectly legal there. And again, those types of penalties, you're backed up. Now all of a sudden it puts you in 2nd and 3rd and long. It's a drive killer. That's why this NC State team, man, you got to start winning on the margins, and those plays are critical.
Here goes Allen again. They're trying to get the run game fired up. He'll break through a couple tackles and fall forward to, let's say, the 39. 4.5 yards on first down for LaQuinn Allen after a first down run a moment ago. Here's the video from the timeout. And Dave Doran talking to, I think that's Aaron Hockley, the side judge.
Listen, I get it. I see it. He's right. Every little play becomes such a big deal. It's so hard to win. And the line, the margin for error is so slim.
There's a throw and a hit toward the first down mark. The grab was made in traffic by Pena. It is short of the first down at the 34-yard line on another hit by Bishop Fitzgerald.
Yeah, Fitzgerald, Johnny on the spot right there. And that's what, as you had referenced earlier, Tony Gibson, the defensive coordinator, we have got to tackle in space. We cannot give up leaky yardage. He wasn't so much worried about the big explosives. It was the plays after the catch because of this group of wideouts and weapons. And the tight end, Oronde Gasson, are just so gifted as we got a big 3rd and 1 coming up here.
McCord is 10 of 18, over 100 yards here in this first half. That's Valari, the tight end. And he's going to take the snap. And Dan Valari drops in, and he'll have the first down on Syracuse's version of the QB sneak with Valari.
Well, that's a terrific little wrinkle there, and NC State is lined up with the nose guard over the center. So now when you make this move with Valari and he comes right under center, he can go to either A gap, either side of the center between the guard. And they got some good push up front too. Well-designed play on short yardage there from Syracuse.
Yeah, Reed snapped it, and he ran right behind Reed and Petrie for the Orange first down to NC State's 32. You see 9 of them now for the Orange in this first half. Here's McCord. Slips it out here in traffic, and Valari to catch. And he's knocked down at the 26-yard line. Dan Valari out of Massapequa, Long Island, taken down by Tamarcus Cooley. But Valari's showing you the full catalog here.
Yeah, good patience right there on the throw to allow Valari to get leaked out. NC State defenders coming up, laying the hat. But again, just Syracuse just chipping away here.
Time of possession, Tom, and play count. This is the 30th snap of the first half for the Orange. NC State's only had 11. And a quick throw inside. Meeks the catch to the 15 and falls forward to about the 12.5. Fitzgerald the stop on Jackson Meeks.
Yeah, just your basic RPO game, and right there, all Kyle McCord's doing is he's keying the defender off of the edge, and if he decides he wants to come in and defend run, we're going to throw the glance route, which is another version of the slant route, right behind it.
So here's the Orange, who gave it up on downs in their second possession, kicked the field goal on their opening drive of the ball game. They've dominated time of possession. Well over an 8-minute advantage here as they squeeze a first down off the 12. McCord in trouble, back foot throw out of bounds. Brandon Cleveland was the guy pushing things out for NC State defensively. Justice Ross Simmons was the receiver on the far side for the Orange.
Yeah, Ross Simmons has been injured, hasn't been in the lineup, joining what is already a talented group of skilled players around Kyle McCord. And once again, heady veteran move by Kyle McCord there to get out of trouble, but no negative plays. Look where you are on the field.
You see Meeks and Ross Simmons come out, as does Pena here. Willis had dropped into the backfield. Now McCord has gone to the left. They're going to direct snap, and that is Villari again. He'll crash the 10, fall to the 8. It is third down and roughly 6, Tom?
Yep, and again, third down tonight has been a rough down for NC State on defense, and really where the time of possession has come from in favor of the Orange.
Orange are 5 of 7. LaQuinn Allen the back with McCord.
I think this will be,
now he goes slot.
Yeah, I think this will be 2-down territory as well.
Fran Brown timeout.
Yep.
So 8:25 to go in this first half. Syracuse burns a timeout. 3-0 Orange. We continue from Raleigh in a moment. Back in Raleigh, quick reminder to you, Wednesday night, 7 o'clock Eastern, top 15 volleyball on ACC Network. Number 5 Stanford is in Dallas at University Park to see the 15th ranked Mustangs of SMU. Our coverage is at 7. It follows Mark Packer in ACC PM on ACC Network and streaming live on the ESPN app. All right, Fran Brown ran down that sideline, punched the timeout. What happened there, Lukes?
Oh, he was not happy when they motioned LaQuinn Allen out into the slot, and NC State did not make any adjustment or move. I don't think he liked what they were in, wanted to make sure if you're going to consider having 2 downs here and not kicking a field goal if you don't convert here, that you have the opportunity to be right at least twice.
Coach Brown was catching a vibe, by the way, right there.
Yeah.
So here's McCord with Allen. And we got movement on the Orange. Now, you want to talk about getting the guy fired up. This will fire him up.
Starts to get loud down there.
False start. Offense, number 77. 5-yard penalty, third down.
You saw Troy Riley, the umpire, come in to confirm some things with Riley Johnson ahead of the penalty announcement.
Yeah, that's that student section down there in that corner of the end zone. And again, first time for Syracuse on the road in the ACC. Also the first time they're playing a game outdoors.
Yeah.
So far this season, just a different tone, different vibe, different surface.
So 3rd and 11 now. Gadsden, Pena, and Yamari Hatcher to the left. Meeks here to the right. No tight end. McCord pirouettes, in trouble and sacked. Travali Price back at the 25.
Oh, this is some good stuff from Travali Price. He does an outstanding job of working. He's here and he works up, and then he works underneath when he steps out to try to make the block on him and gets to the inside to flush Kyle McCord right there. And Kyle McCord nowhere to go. Now you make a much more difficult field goal attempt.
43-yard try for Jaden O. Hit earlier in the ball game from 32. The 43-yarder is no good. So who was 2 for 3 on field goals. He hit from 21, 32 earlier tonight, and now misses from 43.
And that curved late. That would have been fine from 36.
10 plays and by the board goes the scoring chance for the Orange here. So Tom, in a game where they trail time of possession by almost 10 minutes, number of plays, by heavens, dozen or two. Here's NC State trailing still just 3-0. Hollywood smothers the running back for the Pack off the 25, and the long throw, and the catch is made here at the near sideline. And the Wolfpack, Keenan Jackson, young man from Lugs' neighborhood,
that's right,
works down in front of the Wolfpack bench for a first down.
One of my son's former teammates, a freshman out of Weddington High School. C.J. Bailey just had to wait for him to turn around, make sure he didn't have any flat defenders from Syracuse to get in the way of that throw. I was just going to say prior to that throw, NC State needs an explosive.
Yep.
They need a big play downfield to gain some momentum, flip field position, and get this crowd into it.
Here's Bailey. Gets everybody set. Orange bring 3. Flags are thrown on the play. Bailey across the middle, and catch is made. Falling down is Smothers at the 41-yard line, and I think offside is going to be the indicator here.
Offside. Defense number 88. Lining up in the neutral zone. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Well, the issue is he lined up in the neutral zone. And so the flag gets thrown from the sideline, and C.J. Bailey never sees it. So he doesn't know he's got a free play. And you see that right in there. The guy's clearly in the neutral zone, but the flag gets thrown from the bottom of the screen, and C.J. Bailey doesn't see it. So he doesn't know there's an opportunity to take one up top. Good check down, move the chains, 1st and 5.
Got 5 on the marker. Smothers stays in the game. Here's Bailey trying to hit the underneath stuff, and does. And they'll have another first down. This one right on the money to the 47. Diggs, first time we have called Fadil Diggs' name tonight as he makes the tackle on Keenan Jackson.
Well, he's been a handful.
And then some.
Yeah,
they've been 2 handfuls, Tom.
And the one thing about this Syracuse defense is they're going to line up in just about everything. And number 10 is going to line up just about everywhere. The question is, you got to identify where are they coming from and how many of them are coming.
Tight end with 3 receivers. Here's Bailey. Lots of time. Long throw. Backing up and catching the ball is Collins in Syracuse territory. Knocked out at the Orange 32. This is a long throw for the freshman.
The long throw, and he rips it. Dakari Collins just settling in the zone there between the 2 Syracuse defenders. It was a layered route on the deep out route. He just hooks it up because he sees that he's in zone and allows for a target for C.J. Bailey to connect. And again, now we flipped field position. You got some momentum going offensively for the Wolfpack.
Longest play of the night, 21 yards for the Pack. And here's the give inside and turning upfield. The ball came out on the handoff. Kendrick Raphael, a fumble. And Syracuse has recovered at the 17. Justin Barron fell on it, I believe. So after the big play to Collins, Raphael has it stripped out. And the Orange has recovered. And an injured Wolfpack player slow to his feet.
Fumble recovered by Syracuse. First down.
So NC State commits the game's first turnover with 5:18 to play in the first quarter or second quarter.
And just a killer turnover at the time as number 15, Derek McDonald, rips the ball clean from Kendrick Raphael. And just as NC State starts getting some momentum, they've got some positive energy on their sideline in the stadium. C.J. Bailey's gaining some confidence.
Yep.
You get your best run of the day and you turn the football over.
So the Orange avoid a red zone possession by the Wolfpack, and they take over at their 17-yard line. NC State had their first real offensive momentum of the night, gave it back on the turnover. First down give as LaQuint Allen and Davin Vann tracks him down behind the line to the 16. Tom, Dana, the grad student Davin Vann is a whole lot more than just a football player. This is a young man that is going to do things, not just in football, Tom, but across the board in life.
There's no question about it. Talk about a contributor to the community. A great background and story on him tonight. Local young man out of the state of North Carolina.
2nd and 11. They're going to make the long throw. Gadsden to catch. Across the 40 goes Aronde Gadsden. DK Kaufman the tackle. Gadsden is shaken up on the play and is down in the Syracuse bench area.
Well, he's telling him he can get up. He's good.
Maybe knock the wind out.
Might have just landed on the football there. You got DK Kaufman, who's 5'10", on Aronde Gadsden in the slot. Just look at the size advantage. And the ball's just thrown up. A nice little, somewhat of a back shoulder throw. And it looks like he might have come down on the ball a little bit there.
64 yards on 5 catches tonight for Gadsden.
Syracuse finding the mismatches in the passing game so far tonight.
Ball at the 43 of the Orange, and here's LaQuint Allen, and he's tugged down after a 4-yard gain. And that was Marshall making the stop. Well, Gadsden's going to go to the 10 for a look-see. As we come up on the 4-minute mark in this first half. Well, we've had a lot of action for 3-0, haven't we?
We have.
We've had a lot go on here.
I know one thing. One team's had the ball for a long, long time.
Yep, sure have.
And they're wearing white jerseys.
Well, Jeff Nixon's moving guys around, and here's a throw middle of the field. That's Meeks, and a first down in NC State territory on another catch by Meeks. Kaufman makes the stop. 20-yard throw. McCord. They're going to put it on the 37 for the first down here.
So you've got LaQuint Allen coming out of the backfield there, and he takes 2 defenders, jump him, and Meeks coming right behind him. So far the mix between man and zone, Kyle McCord's handled it. He's really been dialed in to what they're doing on the back end, showing some patience, allowing for second window throws like we saw right there from Meeks.
Yep. Couple of tight ends in the package this time. Here's McCord. He wants to take the shot down the far side. It's incomplete. Meeks was the intended target. Marshall was there for NC State.
This is a really important series for NC State on defense. They get the ball coming out of the locker room on offense. You do not want to allow points to go on the board here. You'd love to be able to force a field goal attempt knowing you're going to get first crack at it in the third quarter.
Yep. Wolfpack, who just committed their 11th turnover of the year. Syracuse with their 6th takeaway. Second down. McCord. And that's Pena the catch. Near a first down. He'll be a yard shy, I believe, at the 28. Betty the stop. And here comes, as now Syracuse got up on the line quickly. McCord trying to sneak for it, and I don't know here on third down, Tom.
Before the snap, timeout is called by North Carolina State.
There's Riley Johnson telling us, so that third down play does not count. We get a break in Raleigh. Orange threatening again. Back here in Raleigh with Tom Luganbill, Dana Boyle, Wes Sturm. I tell you what, that where to watch thing, it's a real deal on a football Saturday.
That's your new TV guide.
Man, it's fun. Here is a play fake by McCord. Pressure coming, taking the deep shot downfield, and it is caught. Touchdown for the Orange. I believe, yes, touchdown.
Mari Hatcher.
Yep. Quite a battle for the ball with Marshall. But Yamari Hatcher comes up with his 3rd touchdown catch of the year.
Well, this is just no safety help, one-on-one, slightly underthrown, which actually ends up aiding the receiver because one of 2 things are going to happen, really one of 3. You're either going to have a touchdown, you're going to have an incompletion, or you're going to have a defensive pass interference. That time, touchdown, Syracuse.
McCord to Hatcher. And it's the 45th touchdown pass of Kyle McCord's career. And the point after by Jaden O is good. It's now a 10-0 game, and the Hatcher touchdown catch converts the Wolfpack fumble, kind of headed into the orange red zone.
Yeah, and the ball's on the right hash here. There's your safety, and now you're just looked up right there one-on-one with no threat of over-the-top help. And Kyle McCord knows it. They give a deep fake on the inside run game, suck up the safety, suck up the linebackers, and now you're just giving them a shot.
7 plays, 83 yards, 245, Tom. And now a 2-possession game here late in this first half.
And again, the size advantage for Syracuse and those weapons. Hatcher 6'3", defender 5'11", 16 to 26, 204 yards now and a touchdown for Kyle McCord. But really the difference in the game has been third down offense. And NC State's inability to get off the field on third down. That's where the time of possession has come into play. And NC State hasn't had the ball enough on offense.
Orange 55% on the year on third down. They are 6 of 9 now in this first half. Now, Dave Dorn team, you mentioned this, Tom. They get the ball to start the second half, and with 2:33 to go, the Wolfpack have 2 timeouts, and they'll have the ball at their 25-yard line.
Hey, listen, I would be aggressive here. I would utilize the timeouts, work the clock. I think the training wheels are off for C.J. Bailey. The offense is open. Let's see what we can do. I don't think you help your football team if you go conservative here.
And you like the last possession, the temperament of that possession that ended in the fumble, right?
Yeah, and you have a fumble, takes away all of your confidence, your momentum. You're moving the football.
Bailey, center of the field. Now going to tuck and run. And C.J. Bailey cutting here to the near side, going to get out of bounds near a first down. 8 yards and change before Sparrow shoved him out. And C.J. Bailey put a little wiggle in the machine.
Yeah. See the slot receiver there. You're going to watch C.J. Bailey. He hangs in there. He's working through the progression, but he misses the seam route, and he could have brought him to the middle of the field. And that's going to happen with the freshman. You're going to miss some shots. You'll miss a read.
Jordan Waters picked up the first down, by the way. 2-minute timeout in Raleigh. 10-0 in favor of the Orange. Well, one of the scariest moments in college football last Saturday was the collision that put Grayson McCall out of the game. Dana, you had a chance to talk with him this week, I think, right?
Yeah, and it's a really good sign to see him on the sidelines tonight, Wes. Spirits are high, but he's got the headset in. He's dialed in, helping C.J. Bailey, and he's a big part of this team, even if he can't be on the field tonight. And this NC State team, they're playing for Grayson McCall tonight.
Yeah, what a... And Dave Dorn talked about the emotions involved in it last Saturday as well, and the impact it had on his team. And the Wolfpack coach would like to see a score going to the locker room knowing he gets the ball. All out blitz by the Orange. He's going to take the shot. Concepcion, the catch inside the 30 and taken down at the Orange 22 by Deuce Chestnut. And there is Kevin Concepcion.
And that's what I was talking about, Wes. Be aggressive. Go after Syracuse here. You get the isolation route on the inside fade to your best target. Casey Concepcion, one-on-one. Take a shot. Now you're rolling again.
And here's Bailey in the Wolfpack. Looking again. He'll throw underneath. Catch is made. And that was Rogers again inside the 18. Clock moving, 1.5 minutes to go.
No negative plays here if you're C.J. Bailey. You can't take a sack.
Joe Lee's been quiet, the tight end. They're going to hand the ball to Jordan Waters. Makes a man miss. He'll dive forward. Still shy of the first down. It'll be 3rd down and 2. Remember, NC State's got 2 timeouts left, Tom. Chestnut another stop.
Don't have to be in a hurry, but I'd like to see a little more urgency right now.
I think they're going to probably snap this inside a minute, right?
Let's get cooking here.
Here's Bailey. Orange bringing pressure again. Bailey to his left, going to shoot for the end zone, and it bangs off the hands of Rogers. Incomplete. Bellamy was there in coverage. So now 4th down, and here comes Kanoa Vineset to try the field goal. Remember, he missed earlier in the game from 41, but knowing again he gets the ball to start second half.
Absolutely, and you hear some of the boos throughout the crowd here, but you got to understand where you're at. Get points on the board. You've got 0 right now, and you're coming out of the locker room with the football. I agree with this call.
31-yard try here for Vineset. Kick is away. And it is good. There is a flag down on the play. And now this is going to give NC State a first down with 45 seconds left. Riley Johnson discussing. Let's hear what we have here.
Illegal formation by the defense. The 23 lined up in front of the snapper. 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
So Syracuse had a defender in front of the long snapper.
Yeah, you got him head up. Yep, got him head up right there and right over the snapper, which you cannot do. Good call by the umpire right there. That's got to be an open gap right here.
Oh, Fran Brown is hot about this because of that.
Yeah, 23, that's Caden Brown.
So first and goal, NC State with 45 seconds left. They take the field goal off the board. Here's Jordan Waters and a flag down again on the play. Now, the way this started, I'm not going to hazard a guess as to the infraction.
Well, they didn't blow it dead. And remember, we've already had Syracuse line up in the neutral zone tonight.
Fran Brown still talking about the
by the offense, more than 4 players in the backfield. 5-yard penalty, first down.
So Fran Brown still litigating the penalty on the field goal. And NC State tagged for 5.
Yeah, and again, that's twice now that's happened with NC State. They don't have enough players on the line of scrimmage. They're 1 short. And it was with the top receiver to the top of the screen.
You see 3 to the field, 2 to the boundary. Bailey looks left, comes back middle of the field, touchdown. And there is Justin Jolie.
CJ Bailey working left to right. And Justin Jolie's hand just pops up late. Just get a little indicator. Hey, CJ, I'm open.
14-yard touchdown throw from Bailey. Here's Vineset to get the Wolfpack to within 3. In a drive that included the longest pass play of the year for the Wolfpack, Tom, CJ Bailey continues to take steps here tonight.
So we're hitch out here. All right, we're going to be in an under here, and then we're going to work up to there. And that's Jolie. Really well done. High-low read. CJ Bailey working left to right, and that's the high-low. You've got the high route, which is Jolie, the underneath route on the crosser. 2 Syracuse defenders jump the crossing route, wide open behind it. Well executed by the young freshman. And listen, margin of error, right?
Yeah.
You're kicking a field goal. You have a penalty. Now you got 7 on the board, and again, go back. NC State getting the ball coming out of the locker room.
Jolie, who had 4 catches, 73 yards, and a touchdown last Saturday, on the board in the end zone again to help out his young quarterback. And Bailey is 10 of 14 for 131 in the score here in this first half, Tom.
When they've had the ball, they've been able to move it. That's the problem. You got to get off the field on 3rd down. I know we sound like a broken record, but that's the difference in the football game. And finally, when NC State gets the ball, they moved it on the previous series, have a strict fumble down there inside the 20-yard line. This time they capitalize and score a touchdown.
Syracuse has 1 timeout left, 31 seconds to go, and no return for James. And let's see where the Orange want to go with 25 seconds and 1 timeout. Or 31 seconds and 1 timeout, knowing that NC State will get the ball to start second half. Fran Brown, I think, still simmering a little bit on the penalty against his team on the field goal.
Well, he may be simmering, but he knows he's got to get past it. And he's not happy with his coaching staff on the sideline either. He knows, as all coaches know, those little details, those things at the wrong moment that jump up and bite you, the difference between 3 and 7.
McCord shoots it underneath. Here's Allen, runs behind the umpire and gets across the 40 to the 42-yard line. 23 seconds left. Allen's now caught a pass in 18 straight games. That's his first catch of the night. Longest active streak, by the way, in college football. A quick spike stops the clock with 20 seconds left. So it'll be 2nd down and 10.
2nd down and 10.
You start to look at LeQuint Allen's all-purpose yards in a game. You start to think, boy, woo-wee now. In terms of running backs in the ACC, there's some good ones, and he's impacting everything the Orange has done in these first 5.
No doubt.
McCord, and in trouble, and sacked. And that is DJ Jackson. And the Orange, with 10 seconds left. Did they use their last time out there? I think they did.
Timeout.
Yep.
Syracuse. 3rd and final timeout of this half. Game clock operator, let's put 12 seconds back up on the game clock. Thank you.
They're going to put 2 seconds back. So Fran Brown burns his last time out.
I think he wants to get one shot to the sideline.
Okay. Remember, his field goal kicker has kicked his longest field goal of the year here tonight.
Well, if you can get one shot to the sideline,
then he could throw one in the end zone if he feels good.
Yeah, can throw one in the end zone depending on how deep that one shot is. But he's got to get out of bounds here.
Kyle McCord sacked for a 2nd time tonight. 17 of 27 for 222, and the touchdown to Yamari Hatcher. Just a note here for these next potential 2 snaps. Have we seen Aronde Gadsden come back since going to the medical tent?
I don't believe so. Not yet.
Yep. So
he's in the game right now. He's a tight end.
Good call. There it is. Here's Pena, by the way. And he's going to get out of bounds at the 45-yard line. Wolfpack might have avoided a potential late flag on Kaufman.
That was close.
Yep.
It was close.
And so now 55 yards away, or 54 yards from the end zone. And we'll see what the Orange are going to do here with the play clock running.
You got a shot to get the ball to the sideline once again if you can. For one more snap that would give you a shot to the end zone.
Fran Brown still running on full volt.
Got to get the first down here, though.
Delay of game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
Okay, now, Coach, what you got?
Well, right now I'm wondering what's going on the Syracuse sideline.
Right.
Take a delay of game right there. You got 7 seconds to go, no timeouts. If you can get beyond the line to the line to gain, which will get you into plus territory, somewhere around the 40-yard line if you can, it gives you another shot for another play. Instead, you sit there and let the clock run out.
Now you're just going to punt it.
Yeah. Strange turn of events.
Because I was thinking where you were, if you throw it to the Wolfpack 30-35,
yeah,
maybe you give O a chance at a career best.
Absolutely.
Or throw it in the end zone one more time.
No question.
But you had to get out of bounds. Casey Concepcion is back to take this potential punt. NC State kind of has 8 guys around the line here. And they're going to bring some. And it is punted away. Concepcion's just going to let it hit. And it will get into the end zone, and that's the end of the half. So teams are going to go to the locker room with NC State, Tom, despite the fumble, building momentum on C.J. Bailey's touchdown pass to Justin Jolie.
Yeah, that's exactly what they needed going into the locker room. And now they've got to turn the tables in the second half here and be able to continue to maintain consistent drives, successful drives that result in points, and then get a stop or two on defense. That's going to be the difference of the football game in the second half.
Maybe a turbulent first 30 minutes, but Dana's got Dave Doran.
Coach, Syracuse dominated the possession there for the majority of the first half, but C.J. Bailey continues to take steps forward. How do you evaluate his performance?
CJ's playing good. He's doing some good things. I mean, it's what you said. We didn't have the ball. When we finally started driving it, we fumbled, you know. It was good to get a score there. We get the ball first to start the third quarter. So we've seen their game plan. We got to go make some adjustments here. It's going to be a good football game.
How do you manufacture some offense in the second half?
Well, you don't turn it over, for one. I thought we were doing that because we finally got the football. You know, you just got to stay on the field.
Thanks, Coach.
All right.
All right, Dave Doran, his team trails by 3 at the half. Interesting 30 minutes, Tom, here in Raleigh on a Saturday night. Stay tuned when we come back. Taylor Tannenbaum and the ACC Huddle, live from Carter-Finley.
Thank you, Wes. Welcome into your ACC Network halftime report. Look, I know NC State's down 10-7 at half, but they gave these fans a little something to be excited about there late in the first half. Mrs. Wolf getting her push-ups in. Her arm's going to be buff maybe potentially after this one. LaQuinn Allen on the ground doing some things for the Orange. Hasn't found the end zone just yet, but it feels inevitable for him. Again, 10-7 at the half. Syracuse is up by just a field goal. Welcome into your halftime report. EJ Manuel, Eric McLean, Eddie Royal. I am Taylor Tannenbaum. Pretty dull first 25 minutes, it felt like, of the first half, and then the last 5 minutes, it kind of got crazy. Huge drive there late for NC State, and then a defensive stop. How big was that, knowing they get the ball back coming out of halftime?
It was huge because now you flip the game. Those are the points we talk about all the time every week. If you get a chance to get 3 or 7 points, or even if you get a chance to pin a team back and maybe get the ball back, but a really good job. I didn't like that call with the center being covered up on a field goal. I didn't buy that, and I understand the frustration by Fran Brown, but ultimately—
And it led to a touchdown.
And it did, absolutely. So those are 7 points that I'm sure he misses didn't happen, but NC State did a good job executing and finding a way to get those touchdowns.
Yeah, I do quickly want to give a shout-out. These fans have been amazing. It's fall break, students particularly. I didn't know what I was going to get, didn't know what to expect. They have loaded it up. Third down, it has been loud. It has been exciting. And these guys are bringing it. And they have been a factor. They've had to call timeouts. There's been false starts. We kind of talked about that. Give them something to cheer for, and they have.
It's just special teams. You got to clean that up. Both teams have missed kicks. Even Syracuse not going for it on that 4th and 5 that they didn't convert. And so you just got to clean that up. That penalty can't happen. It's a lot of little things that both teams are doing that they need to improve in the second half.
Hopefully we take the momentum from late in that first half and bleed it over into the third quarter, because that started to get really fun. Welcome back to your ACC Network halftime report. Like Emac said, it may be fall break, but these fans are here having a good time. They say, "Go Pack" with their little hands. And the band right now taking center stage as everyone's in their respective locker room. I love the band. Who doesn't? That's what makes college football so great. But here we got a close one. Syracuse up 10-7 at the break. Amari Hatcher on the receiving end of that one. We'll be back with more after the break on your ACC Network halftime report.
New crib psychotic.
Welcome back to your ACC Network halftime report. Guys, the temps are dropping, but these fans absolutely do not care. They are here to party, and so is the ACC Huddle. We'll be here the rest of the night, because after the game, we have our 1-hour post-game show to recap this one and what happened all around the league. We got a close one here in Raleigh. Syracuse up 10-7 at halftime. Justin Jolie with a big touchdown right before the break to give the Wolfpack some momentum. They do get the ball back coming out of halftime. Wes Lugs and Dana will have you covered here for the second half. For the guys, I am Taylor Tannenbaum. We will see you after the game. Enjoy a good one.
Welcome back to Raleigh ACC Network Primetime on a Saturday night. We're at Carter-Finley Stadium, and Otto and friends are here. Orange 10, Wolfpack 7. We get ready to start the second half, and great to be with Tom Luganbill, Wes Durham, Dana Boyle coming up here in just a moment. But let's get to Food Lion's Food for Thought, brought to you by our friends at Food Lion.
Well, as we talked about, Food for Thought was all about thinking about how to get off the field on third down if you're NC State. Defensively, this has been an issue throughout the first half, and really wasn't about explosive plays for Syracuse. It was about Kyle McCord just dinking and dunking and picking his spots. And then finally, once NC State was able to get possession of the football, the big explosive play there to Casey Concepcion, they have to settle for 3, but a penalty, an illegal procedure penalty on defense, lining up over the long snapper, take the 3 off the board, replace it with the tight end, Justin Jolie, for 7 as NC State comes out of the locker room to receive the football here. So you looked at the time of possession in that first half, it was all because NC State couldn't get off the field. That's got to change here in the second half so that NC State can get more possessions for the home team.
Wolfpack deep to return the kick. DK Kaufman is there. Syracuse has only allowed 7 kick returns this year. That's the fewest in FBS. And there won't be one here. That's the last 2 years, by the way. Let's check with Dana.
I spoke with Coach Fran Brown coming out of the locker room, and he was very honest in his assessment of the first half. He said, as coaches, we have to be better and put our players in a better situation to succeed there in that first half. And he said it's not an effort question. He thinks his guys are playing hard, and he challenged them for the final 30 minutes. Who do you want to be when the final whistle blows?
I agree with him, though. From a coaching perspective, I know he was upset on the sideline after the penalty on the field goal that led to a touchdown. And they want to make sure they've got their I's dotted and their T's crossed.
That's Hollywood Smothers in motion out of the backfield. They're going to get him the ball behind Dakari Collins' block. Smothers is going to squeeze off a couple of yards there. And let's look at some of the facts and filaments of the first 30 minutes here, Tom. And time of possession is one thing. Red zone another? Question mark?
Right there and right there. That right there is why Syracuse was leading going into the half. And listen, Syracuse has moved the football. They've maintained possession of the football, but they haven't created a lot of explosive plays outside of the 28-yard touchdown.
So second down and a short 8 here for C.J. Bailey. And coming here to the near side and fighting upfield, first down money. And that's Hollywood Smothers. Best run of the night for Smothers than a first down. They were looking forward to getting Smothers back in the lineup. He had missed the last 2 games following the loss at Clemson.
Does a nice job showing a little patience here and then cutting inside, almost losing his footing, but maintained some balance after contact. And again, a fresh set of downs.
Kendrick Raphael's now checked in for the first down snap off the 35 of NC State.
As Syracuse starts to rotate along that defensive front, remember, very thin, losing Dion Wilson and Jobity up front at the defensive tackle spot, not playing tonight.
Bailey wants to throw. Now CJ's going to step across, and he will take the slide after a run of 3 to the 38. Tom, that's something he'll have to learn. He could have gotten 3-4 more yards out of this.
He could have, but he does a nice job. So he sees the protection. He gets back at the token fake in the backfield, and there's really nothing there. All right, so let's not throw it into coverage. Let's not make a silly play. Let's see the front door open, get ourselves a good 4 yards. Now we're 2nd and 6 in a great spot, and your quarterback was smart with the football.
Yep. Tight end to the left, 3 receivers to the field at the right for Bailey. Pressure coming. Now Bailey up in the pocket, has room. Now he'll run midfield, 45-40, and covers it up as he's tackled at the 34 of Syracuse. And the Orange get the play by Elijah Clark in the secondary. 28 yards.
Well, this is what happens if you get caught in man defense if you're Syracuse, and there's nobody to account for the quarterback's legs. And once again, C.J. Bailey doing a nice job, and I love how he secures the football at the end. We know as he's starting to get around other bodies, keeping that thing high and tight. You don't want to risk a turnover.
Best run of Bailey's young career. To the Orange 34. They're going to hand the ball to Smothers. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Syracuse collapses around the football. Justin Barron and also Dennis Jacquez off the defensive end spot. And Jacquez tapping his helmet as if to say, I need to come on out. So they make a turnover in the front for second down here. Full of 10 for the Wolfpack. Bailey for Smothers, trying to turn the corner. Does at the 30. Hollywood spins. sends it pushed inside the 25. That'll be close to a first down. Lewis the stop for the Orange. It's a 10-yard run for Hollywood Smothers.
Well, it's all outside zone, stretch zone in the first series of the third quarter here in the run game for NC State. No secret sauce. They're just going to stretch it to the outside zone. And then Hollywood Smothers doing a really good job of sticking his foot in the ground and getting north and south when he sees that outside crease.
Waters comes back in the ball game to spell Smothers. Two tight end set. Wolfpack going to run it again with the Duke transfer. And Jordan Waters pushes for 3. And Barron the stop at the linebacking spot for the Orange. So NC State, who got the touchdown pass, Bailey to Jolie in the final 31 seconds of the first half, trying to keep the offensive momentum built here with a run game, Tom, that has had some impact here for Dave Doeren.
Yeah, something tells me the head coach might have sent a little message to the offensive line during halftime about how he wanted this third quarter to look.
That's Daniels, the tight end, in motion. And Bailey will be sacked. Ball out. Syracuse recovers. Devin Grant knocked it out of there. And it's the second turnover of the night for NC State.
Okay, we'll rule it. Play referee.
And the recovery.
The ruling on the field is a fumble recovered by Syracuse. First down.
It's David Omopariola who comes up with it.
Omopariola comes free off of the left side of your screen, unblocked. And just as NC State's get any momentum offensively, Cuse takes it back. Back in Raleigh off the turnover, and just a protection bust here. You've got the center to take him, got the guard to take him. He's going to come late, and the tackle should be out here, but he doesn't. The tackle does that right there and causes the issue. Free rusher, and he's late to get to the rusher off of the edge, but they had the numbers accounted for. They just had a bust up front on the left side of the offensive line.
Yeah, that was Devin Grant, the Buffalo transfer, who knocked it loose. Omopariola recovers. And the Orange trying to get things going here with Jackson Meeks, another catch. And Betty to stop at the linebacking spot.
What a stop it was.
My goodness. So second down and 3 now, and LaQuinn Allen trying to get it cranked up and ran through a tackle of Brandon Cleveland and picks up the first down at the 37. So the second NC State turnover of the night. The first one was cashed in for a touchdown on the throw to Hatcher. And when it felt like the Wolfpack might be going in to take the lead, they fumble it again. And Syracuse trying to make something happen here and extend their lead, and it's LaQuinn Allen open field running. Into Wolfpack territory goes Allen. Best run of the night for the talented back from New Jersey to the 42 of the Wolfpack 22-yard run.
Well, this is just your guard tackle counter executed really, really well at the point of attack, pulling both of your guard and your tackle. And LaQuinn Allen doing what he does best.
57 yards on 11 carries now for Allen. And the first possession for the Orange of the second half after the turnover. And that time Allen's going to give 2 yards back because Davin Van was there to make the stop for the Wolfpack.
Davin Van, Trevally Price doing an excellent job at the point of attack, holding the ground and playing on Syracuse's side of the line of scrimmage.
And now Willis will come in to replace Allen for what is second and a dozen here. And he'll go to a slot left. McCord looks middle of the field. Meeks wide open, first down to the 30. And McCord delivered it right on a rope. DK Kaufman the tackle. 15 yards to Jackson Meeks here.
Yeah, fantastic throw. Again, the slant right behind the option route. It's just a high-low read based off of the underneath defender. A well-thrown, accurate ball, decisive. You can't rush a quarterback that gets the ball out of his hand.
Got an injured NC State player, and it is Kaufman, the senior from New Orleans. And we'll take a timeout with him. 7:46 to go, third quarter in Raleigh on ACC Network.
How about this? One of the great stories off the field. Defensive leader Davin Vann doesn't just uphold the standards for NC State, but he pushes them higher.
My mom and my grandma, one of the big things that they taught us growing up was the golden rule, you know, treat people how you want to be treated. And I kind of just, you know, thought if I was in that situation, I would want somebody to help, you know, me and my family and my community.
Remarkable what Davin Vann was able to do. He filled 6.5-foot box trucks full of supplies. Teammates, support staff in the athletic department either donated their time to help or donated supplies, and then Durham Rescue Mission took those trucks, distributed those in need to the western part of North Carolina. Really awesome guy.
There's a throw by McCord, and the first breakaway. This is Meeks to the 15, the 10. It'll be first and goal for the Orange. Inside the Wolfpack 10 at the 7. And Dana, thank you. Davin Vann is the guy who helped the Wolfpack get Meeks out of bounds. And Tom, we said this earlier tonight. There are young people playing major college football in this country that get the big picture.
Yep. There's no question about it. I don't think he realized how big of a deal it was going to turn into.
Yeah. And you see Willis break the 5 after the 24-yard throw to Meeks. And it's now second and goal. And Vann trying to rally the black shirts here to see if they can keep Syracuse from pushing this back to a 2-possession game. LaQuint Allen has come into the ball game.
Well, that quick throw to Jackson Meeks way out to the top of the field had him isolated one-on-one. He missed that tackle the way NC State did. So hard to recover.
Runyon, the fullback, they'll hand to Allen, trying to find a spot, and LaQuint Allen now wedging to the end zone, and he has the Orange touchdown. So LaQuint Allen, who won the game in Vegas on second and third effort, gets a touchdown in just that same fashion here tonight to start the second half for the Orange.
That's the one thing about LaQuint Allen is you look at him and you say, well, this guy's not going to be a pure power guy. And this is 2 weeks in a row now where he has lowered his shoulder, kept the leg drive going. He's got some help from his teammates right there, but one-on-one last week versus UNLV to seal the game was just absolutely spectacular. He was on a bad wheel, played injured, played hurt, and played well.
4-yard run by Allen. O's point after is good, and the Orange lead is back to 10. So LaQuint Allen, 4th touchdown run of the year. After 2 last Friday night in Vegas, he pushes it to a 10-point Syracuse lead here in the third now in Raleigh. And we showed you the second and third effort on the score there a moment ago. How about the game winner last Friday night, Tom?
Yeah, look at this. I mean, that's just one-on-one, pad level, strength, drive, and closes the game out. And then, again, lowering the shoulder. He stopped there at the 1. Just overcomes and gets into the end zone. And I'll tell you, over the last 2.5 weeks of college football, we've had an awful lot of self-redshirting. We've had an awful lot of, well, I'm going to sit this one out. And then you have a LaQuint Allen last week who's on one leg playing the entire game and helping his football team to win.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
Yep. And he's pushed the Orange advantage back to 10. Denneberg's kick. And here is Kaufman bringing it out. D.J. Kaufman trying to get to the corner. Gets to the 20, 25 up the near sideline. And boy, took a big lick out of bounds. That was Denneberg, the guy who kicked it off for the Orange, dropping his shoulder. And look at LaQuint Allen.
You love to see it.
So Brady Denneberg, who's 6 feet 191 out of Merritt Island, Florida. I'm not sure Brady wanted to hang around the Wolfpack bench much longer, but you know. It's only the 8th kick return that Syracuse has had to cover in the last 2 years, by the way. So now C.J. Bailey, a little under the gun with 6.5 to go in the third, down 10. Raphael off the 32 picks up a yard.
Justin Barron does an outstanding job with his run fit right there. Nobody gets up to the second level from NC State to block him, and he just steps in the hole. And we talked about him earlier, playing mostly from a safety position a year ago, moving down near the line of scrimmage, just a much better fit for him. And I've been impressed with this inexperienced defensive tackle group for Syracuse. Down 2 starters, they have not given much ground on the inside.
Yep, playing the true freshman Watson. Richard Perry, a true sophomore's in there tonight. Here's Bailey now on second down. He'll shoot it on the perimeter. This is Daniels, the tight end. Hurdles a guy and hits the first down stick. Clarence Lewis became a hurdle. And Dante Daniels at 6'6", 272 from Windsor, Ontario. And Fran Brown trying to get a little technique coaching across the way. But Coach Brown, my man Daniels, look at here now.
Well, I think what he's telling him is you're playing sink technique, and you got to be keeping your eyes forward to see that flat player. He just wanted him to get there earlier.
Here's 1st and 10. Raphael trying to find an edge, cannot. Great run pursuit, and that was Elijah Clark wearing the 5 jersey for the Orange.
Elijah Clark, he's like an amoeba. He just spreads everywhere. He's always around the football. Run fits are fantastic. High motor kid.
Hey, Fran Brown talking to Lewis a moment ago about making tackles in space. That's what he did for the Catamounts of Western Carolina.
Against this football team.
Yeah. 2nd down and 9. Pressure coming again. Bailey going to load and throw. Deep ball and overshoots Concepcion. There is a flag, however, at the Syracuse 35-yard line.
They're going to get Deuce Chestnut, number 0, for grabbing the back of Casey Concepcion's jersey. And he knows it. He's trying to pretend like it didn't happen, but he knows it.
Riley Johnson to tell us.
Pass interference. Defense, number 0. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
All right, so we told you Fran Brown giving Lewis some technique about open field tackle at Carter-Finley Stadium. Our ACC primetime crew stops at no depths when it comes to research. That's Phillip Rivers coming to the near side. Short throw into the boundary. Fran Brown. Tom, you like the technique?
I'll tell you, it was a clinic form tackle. I'll tell you that.
Yep.
Lowest man wins.
That's it. So here's 1st and 10. They're going to slip it to Concepcion, and he'll go out of bounds and give 4 back there to the 45. Boy, Syracuse. Tom, gap integrity by the Orange there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Leverage the football. If anything, spill it to the outside. Don't let them get going north and south on you. Syracuse doing a nice job defensively there. That was the run game in that first drive of the 3rd quarter for NC State was outside stretch zone. Very successful.
Right
now, Syracuse is doing a much better job handling the play.
Is there an option in the throw game here for Bailey?
Let's see here. We'll let the motion. 2nd and 15. Get half of it back here.
Pressure coming from the inside. Flag will be thrown. That's a hold on the Wolfpack. It's incomplete. Intended for Simmons, who made the hit on Bailey.
We're going to have 2 fouls.
Yeah, 1 on each, I think, right?
Yep. Now the hold, as you mentioned, I think by Anthony Carter, 75, the left guard. And then potentially a late hit here on C.J. Bailey.
Riley Johnson.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Holding offense, number 75. Personal foul, roughing the passer, number 30. Those fouls offset. Replay 2nd down.
Well done. So 2nd and 15 again. Chase Simmons getting a little pep talk.
Just wanting to play smart.
Yep.
Post-snap penalty, effort penalties, they all start to add up.
2nd down, 14 for Bailey. Syracuse rushes 3. Bailey throws, and Concepcion slipped down. Or else I think the ball's on the money, Tom. KC went down right around the 28, and the ball went right behind him. Third and 14.
I think this one might actually be on C.J. Bailey because he goes down trying to catch the ball that's thrown behind him. If this ball's thrown out in front of him, Casey Concepcion is still running. He goes down right here trying to make the adjustment. That's just a poorly thrown football from the young freshman quarterback.
Terrific pictures from our ACC primetime crew. Bob Frateroli, our director tonight, getting us organized. Third and 14. Orange rush 3 again. Bailey wants to cut it loose and opts here for the near side and maybe a yard or two. Not much more on the throw to Raphael. Grant and Barron were there for the Orange.
Well, it's a scramble drill, and that time NC State didn't help their quarterback out much at the wide receiver spot with deep players coming back down. As you see, 4th and 12, and this NC State offense still on the field.
What do you think?
I think it's early.
Yeah. 10-point game. They're 3 for 8 on 4th down. That's 113th nationally.
And it's not just 4th down, it's 4th and 11.
Here's Bailey. Loads, throws, caught! It might be 11, it might be 21, but the magic number's 15.
Yeah, look who it is, Justin Jolie, Mr. Reliable. And this is an absolute dart. Down the seam, out of the trip set formation to the field, middle receiver, in the only spot the ball could have been thrown. What a throw.
Bailey to 169 yards on 19 throws and 14 completions. Wolfpack in the red zone, Tom, and another scoring opportunity for Doran's team. Again, just 3-man rush. Flag thrown on the play. Bailey to his right. Now going to cut back. And he'll pick up a couple and dive forward for 3 or 4 more to the 14 if it stands. Grant made the tackle, but is this a hold?
Illegal shift by the offense. 2 players moving, not resetting prior to the snap. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Dave Doran, not a lot of litigating after he got the interpretation on the penalty.
So you're going to have your motion player. And I don't see the second player moving. At least not on that look. Do you see that, Wes?
Flag was thrown from in front of the Orange bench.
Sure was, but I didn't see two people moving at the same time.
So first down and 15 after the penalty. Here's Bailey. He'll take off. Flag thrown again. And C.J. Bailey tackled at the 21. And that's McDonald.
Illegal shift. Offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Okay, now.
That's twice. I didn't find it on the first one.
Okay, let's see if we get another look at this.
I think Dave Doran's trying to figure it out himself. All right, so the 2 receivers shift out.
There's 2 right there.
Okay, now that's
a
penalty.
Illegal shift, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep.
That's a good call by the officiating crew. Not sure about the first one. But again, these self-inflicted wounds on behalf of NC State every time they cross the 30-yard line. This is their 4th drive plus 30-yard line. They've gotten a fumble, a touchdown, and a strip sack fumble. Now they're heavily penalized.
You see 4 penalties, 2 in a row on the Wolfpack. And now 1st and 20. Snap to Bailey. Orange bring a 4th man in the pressure. And deflected off the intended receiver and intercepted by Barron. Down the far side, and Barron taken out of bounds in NC State territory. C.J. Bailey looking for the far side completion, off the hands and intercepted by Barron. And we got late flags over toward the Syracuse bench where Barron was knocked out of bounds.
Yeah, you just see this ball thrown a little outside of the catch radius. Leads to the tip drill, and Barron off to the races.
41-yard return by Barron of the interception off of C.J. Bailey. Bounced off the hands of Kendrick Raphael, and then Justin Barron set sail with his first pick of the year, Tom.
Yeah, and again, just a bit of an errant throw over the outstretched arms of Raphael. And credit C.J. Bailey for getting on his horse and making the tackle.
Yep.
Because if he doesn't, it's a touchdown. And now we're going to get some extracurriculars.
Yeah, keep an eye on 52 here and 10.
Yep.
And that's, you see 52, that's Timothy McKay, and then he and Fadil Diggs, a little extracurricular. So the Orange play from the 38 after the penalty, and Davin Vann trying to make the play on the ball caught by LaQuint Allen. But it's a first down. Down to the 28-yard line.
Terrific effort play there from Davin Vann. He's playing on the opposite defensive end of where the screen went and runs down the play from the opposite side of the field.
Well, he already wears the number 1 for the Wolfpack, which is signifying the team's emotional leader in a lot of different areas. We just showed you a moment ago the off the field leadership he's shown, and the carry there, and a terrific play. And first time we've heard in the second half from Bonner, the redshirt freshman. But Davin Vann wears number 1. Used to be Isaiah Moore. It's been a handful of guys. James Smith Williams has worn it in the past. It signifies kind of what the pillar of the program is for Dave Doran. And Vann is clearly that guy.
Well, there's no question about that.
Yep. That'll get us to the end of the third period. Turnovers have been the story. NC State's committed 3 of them tonight. The first 2 were cashed in by the Orange for touchdowns. And Syracuse can take full control here in the fourth quarter if they can do it again. And in the process, the Orange would pick up an ACC road win. Back to Raleigh in a moment. We go to the fourth in Raleigh. Syracuse with the lead on NC State. Time for Is It In You? Brought to you by Gatorade, Tom.
Well, Kyle McCord's just done a nice job of managing the offense, taking what NC State's given them on defense, and then taking a couple of calculated shots like we saw there to Trevor Pena, and then the underthrow here on the vertical one-on-one route to Amari Hatcher. But the rest of the time it's just been taking care of the football, throwing the underneath stuff, and maintaining possession of the ball. Syracuse has been outstanding on third down tonight.
Here is McCord looking to empty the gun again. Vann chasing with his helmet off. That'll be a flag. Here's McCord getting out of bounds. Now, Davin Vann had his helmet come off. Question is, did it come off because of a hand?
Foul. Number 1 on the defense, participating without a helmet.
Right.
The penalty is half the distance to the goal line. Automatic first down.
Now, the question is, we're going to get the replay. Did the helmet come off because of something that happened?
All right, Savion Washington is on the right side of your screen at the offensive tackle spot. Let's see if he gets his hands up underneath Davin Vann. Yeah. Helmet comes off.
Yeah. Savion Washington, and he's telling, there's Davin Vann. Fran Brown will take that one. And the leader of the Wolfpack defense frustrated there. You understand the principle of the penalty, but it's a hard one to take sometimes.
Yeah.
And here's Allen trying to sprint through, and the Wolfpack will trap him shy of the 10. Brandon Cleveland handling the middle for NC State. Well, Syracuse now red zone possession on second down, trying to push this lead to beyond 10 points here. And the Orange, who've converted NC State's first 2 turnovers with touchdowns, trying to do likewise here on the third one. Two tights to the left, you see the single receivers. And now we get a procedure call on the Orange.
False start. Offense number 77. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
Savion Washington, who transferred from Boulder to play right tackle this year for Coach Brown.
A lot of criticism with that Colorado offensive line a year ago. He was widely considered to be the best guy they had.
Right.
And ends up leaving the program and trying to rebuild this offensive line for Syracuse, which a year ago was really struggled. It had to do with injuries, not enough bodies, get quarterback issues, injuries at the wide receiver spots. Everything else has been healthy so far in 2024.
Yep. Here's a quick throw. This is McCord, near side Pena. It's been a while since we've heard from Trevor Pena. And he'll get to the 12 before Marshall makes the tackle. You mentioned the injuries, Tom. Remember now, Pena missed all but one game last year with an injury. Gadsden was shelved for most of the year last season.
He played the first 3.
That's it, yeah. And that's 2 major weapons in the attack.
Oh, absolutely.
And it was the Quint Allen and quarterback du jour a year ago.
Yes. And a leaky offensive line.
Yep.
It's been one of the most improved offenses in terms of production in college football in 2024.
Hatcher in motion. This is 3rd down. McCord to his right. Looks back across the middle into traffic and incomplete. And now a flag been thrown after the play on a ball for Pena. From over in front of the Syracuse bench.
Personal foul, targeting defense number 15. That play is under further review.
T-Mac Cooley, the safety.
Now they're going to look at whether or not there's an indicator. This is a dangerous throw by Kyle McCord. T-Mac Cooley comes in and times this up well. But if we're going to go by the definition of the crown of the helmet, which is a 6-inch diameter around the top of the helmet, not on the side, not on the front, I think it's tough to let that play stand. That hits on the decal on the right side of T-Mac Cooley's head. And listen, obviously this has been a much hotly debated call, particularly off of last week's contest between Miami and Cal out in Berkeley at the end of that game.
So Riley Johnson, of course, is in communication. The command center in Charlotte having a look. Here on site, the communicator is Matt Park. Here are the things they're looking for. And relatively speaking, pretty quick here.
So the player's not defenseless. Everybody's going for the football here.
Right. There's a look at the Uptown Charlotte Command Center.
After further review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. The penalty is half the distance to the goal line. Number 15 is disqualified. Automatic first down.
So the call is confirmed on the field. Tamarcus Cooley will miss the remainder of the ball game.
We just have to start getting more clarity on really the true letter of the law in this rule.
So that will bring KJ Martin, the transfer from Akron, into the ball game. And it's now 1st and goal at the 7 after the penalty on Cooley and the ejection. And here's the snap. This is Valari. And a couple of yards maybe before he is pushed back.
Between the hit last week on Grayson McCall, multiple hits, the call last week in Cal.
Right, on Mendoza.
On Mendoza.
Right.
And then that call right there, it's got to be better. And I know it's a bang-bang play. It's a difficult play.
Son Willis is coming to the ball game now. He's the running back. McCord will hand to him. And Willis got stacked up pretty quick. And 2nd and 3rd effort, he'll get back a yard or 2. So 11:45 to go. And Dave Doran's team looking at 3rd and goal defensively, and the Orange trying to put another marker on the board to extend their lead. Three to the field, 1 to the boundaries. Hatcher. McCord will throw. Quick catch. Meeks trying to work for the end zone. And he is stopped. They're going to measure his forward progress, I think, just inside the 3. Aiden White was the guy that led the charge for the Wolfpack. And the offense stays on the field here on 4th down. And Davin Van is emptying the tank here tonight, Tom, in Raleigh.
He's pouring his heart out into this football team. He's made a lot of plays here tonight. And this defense has been on the field more often than they should be. Yep. Some of that's been on them. Some of it's been on the offense not been able to maintain possession of the football when they've had it inside the red area or inside the plus 30-yard line against the Syracuse defense.
Allen in the backfield. McCord wants to throw, and what happened first? Timeout. So Fran Brown going to take a timeout before the 4th down play.
Expired. Timeout. Syracuse.
And we'll take it with them here in Raleigh. 4th and goal for Syracuse. Orange in front by 10 when we continue in Raleigh. Well, Trevor Pena, who was involved in the targeting call against T-Mac Cooley, has exited the medical tent but is not on the field for 4th and goal. Syracuse keeps the offense out there, trying to push the lead now. They're already up 10 with 10:26 to play. And it's a 17-7 ball game. You see the ESPN analytics say on 4th and 8 or less, it's a go, and that's what Fran Brown is doing. Here's McCord looking again, end zone throw. He is caught. Touchdown for Jackson Meeks. A step into the end zone. The Orange get their 2nd touchdown in as many possessions here in the 2nd half, and now they've taken all 3 NC State turnovers and cashed them in for touchdowns.
What a spectacular throw by Kyle McCord. Jackson Meeks on a little option route, and this ball went to the only spot it possibly could because Devon Betty had really good coverage on this.
9 plays, 38 yards in 6 minutes for the Orange. And Jaden O pushes it through, and it's now a 17-point lead for Fran Brown's team.
How important ball placement is. You got the little snag route coming to the inside. Number 7, Jackson Meeks, going to plant and work back out. But look at Betty. He's right there. He's on top of it. If that ball's thrown anywhere else, it's an incomplete pass. Credit Kyle McCord. He wanted to go left, comes back, resets his feet, and just throws an absolute dart to the only spot it could have been thrown to.
It's funny sometimes how football becomes basketball, doesn't it? Inside position, box the guy out, right?
Yep.
And you got to give them a good entry pass if they're going to score.
No doubt. No doubt. Really well done by Syracuse.
So the Orange now up 17 with 10:20 to go. McCord's thrown for 299, by the way, and that's his 2nd touchdown of the night after the one to Hatcher in the first half. And it's a 24-7 ball game. Well, after a 3-point overtime win in Vegas last week to pick up a road win, the Orange, this is game 2, Tom, of a 35-day hiatus from the JMA Wireless Dome. And the Orange have a bye before they go to Pitt on October the 24th. Quick reminder to you, we got 3 full games next Saturday for you on ACC Network. High noon start. How about Clemson now? Outscored Wake 49-7. They'll host Virginia. Tony Elliott returns to Death Valley at noon. NC State is in Berkeley to meet Cal at 3:30. Tom, Dana, myself, the ACC Huddle will be on the farm for Rhett Lashley off a bye week, visiting Stanford, who lost today at Notre Dame. Full Saturday on ACC Network and always available on the ESPN app. Bailey back to work now. Wolfpack can't wait around. Bailey now dancing through, back to his left side. He'll turn the corner and maybe get a yard. Let's see. Nope, nothing on the play. It'll stay at the 25 for second down.
Job by Syracuse right there. Covering down. Keeping the ball in front of him.
Okay, Luke's. Here's the orange dossier, if you will. At Pitt, Virginia Tech at home, at BC, at Cal in the next handful.
Is that Pitt game looking like the game of the year so far in the ACC between two surprising football teams?
Look at Bailey. Caught. Noah Rogers at the 10. Touchdown Wolfpack. Improvisation, and the freshman ends up connecting with the former Buckeye for 75 and a score.
Really good job here by C.J. Bailey, working to keep his eyes downfield late and just having the wherewithal of knowing where to find somebody.
Is a touchdown. That play is under further review.
Noah Rogers may or may not have stepped out of bounds along the sideline there, but Noah Rogers really helped out the quarterback there by being the short receiver on the scramble drill. You got to get deep. The deep receiver's got to come back to the quarterback. Well executed, but did he step out of bounds, Wes?
It's going to be the question. Riley Johnson goes back to the monitor. And we'll get a look too. Oh boy. At the 41.
Yep.
That's out of bounds. Takes away the Wolfpack touchdown. And the 75-yard strike from Bailey. The ruling on the field was touchdown.
Dave Doran is asking if he was pushed out.
That might be our. See if we get another look here. And the question is, Elijah Clark is there. Oh no, beg your pardon. It is Jaden Bellamy.
Yeah.
I don't think it.
He wasn't forced out of bounds.
Right.
You saw the stiff arm there a little bit from Bellamy.
Now remember, any kind of play like this that's under review, there's a little bit of game management involved, so they got to back up to where the receiver, in this case Rogers, went out of bounds. They also got to sort the clock.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands. Touchdown.
Okay, never mind. Never mind.
Wes, was his foot not on the sideline there?
Looked like it to me. Looked like it to me. 2 plays, 75 yards, 49 seconds. Kanoa Vine set for the point. And it is 24-14. So Rogers gets a 75-yard touchdown catch from C.J. Bailey. Well, C.J. Bailey's 75-yard touchdown pass to Noah Rogers, and the folks in the replay booth telling us that Rogers was forced out of bounds and came back to reestablish before making the catch. Tom?
Yeah.
So we get another look here.
So that's considered being forced out of bounds right there, I guess. And they did reestablish. Listen, if that's forced out of bounds, he reestablished. All good.
So, and that has been confirmed now by the command center in Charlotte. And of course, the supervisor of football officiating, Albert Alberto Riveron. And the Orange will take the fair catch. And we get a chance to tell you that after the ball game tonight, ACC Huddle has a complete wrap-up of our game and the day across the ACC, highlights, analysis, interviews, and more. And we've had everybody. Had a lot of fun yesterday with the group, and earlier today, EJ, EMAC, Coach Rick, Eddie Royal, Taylor Tannenbaum in charge, starting at 11 o'clock apparently, Tom. Although that was debated yesterday afternoon on ACC PM.
Well, they got a lot of cover tonight.
Yep, sure do.
Barn burner in Charlottesville.
Wow.
Pittsburgh as well. Great game between Cal and Pitt.
How about Narduzzi's team to 6-0?
Yeah.
Boy, some hard losses for Justin Wilcox and the Bears for next Saturday's visit from NC State, right?
No question.
Couple of yards there on first down for Allen. Meanwhile, here in Raleigh, we've walked ourselves back to a 2-possession game with just ahead of 9 minutes to go. And C.J. Bailey, who's thrown for 244 and 2 tonight, over there hoping he gets another crack and maybe to cut it to 1. Here's McCord moving the pocket to the right. Zips it across, and catch made and out of bounds for the Syracuse first down, and that is Meeks again. Boy, another night for Jackson Meeks, who had 10 catches for 161 against Holy Cross. He was the ACC wide receiver for the week after that. He went 8 for 67 last week. And Jackson Meeks has got 8 for 96 tonight.
They've been able to disperse the football all season long. And hey, listen, there's only one ball, and they want to throw it all over the lot, and everybody's gotten their fair share of turns.
And here goes LaQuinn Allen breaking free. Allen challenged in the secondary, flipped over at the 40-yard line of the Wolfpack. Savion Washington helped freeing LaQuinn Allen. Just ahead of 8 to go. 21-yard run. Boy, the Wolfpack defense is trying to keep them in front, Tom.
Yeah,
they've been on the field a long time tonight.
They have. They're running out of gas here late. Need to make a play.
Willis in the ball game at the running back spot. Meeks another catch. About a 7-yard throw. Aiden White tags him down. Well, Kyle McCord has gone over 300. 310 and plus now after the throw there. 10th time in his career. I'll tell you this, 15. Look at this. Eric Dungy, Ryan Nassib.
Well, something tells me there's going to be a heck of a lot more than that.
Yeah, I think Dungy and Nassib are in danger of losing that mark. That'd be just a hunch. And push back there was Willis. And Noah Potter made the stop. Boy, they're excited about the #1 player in New Jersey, Tom, and they ought to be. You send Willis?
Oh, absolutely.
226 on a 6'1" frame. Woo.
Yeah, he's the thunder to the LaQuinn Allen Lightning, and really on the road last week, he came in and made a huge difference with LaQuinn Allen being down and battling injury all throughout the night. Had a couple of explosive plays plus a score.
3rd down here for the Orange. Wolfpack bringing the house. McCord cuts it loose. It's caught. And Meeks falls forward inside the 30 for the first down. With things caving in around him, boy, Kyle McCord did a terrific job to cut this loose.
So it's really good pocket movement by Kyle McCord. Keeps both hands on the football. Was able to dip and just kind of duck underneath and then reset and pull the trigger.
Ooh, and still took a hit from the freshman redshirt Bonner. Meeks has got 10 for 111 tonight and a touchdown, and the Orange just burning clock now. Inside 6 to go. And LaQuinn Allen will get to the 25. That'll be a run of almost 5. And Bonner the tackle for the Wolfpack. Well, we told you NC State without Caden Fordham tonight. And of course McCall We showed you him earlier in the ball game, and C.J. Bailey's come in tonight. Tom, I don't know how this is going to end till we get there for Dave Doran, but C.J. Bailey 15 of 21 for 244 and 2 scores tonight.
Yep, and really at the end of the day, NC State not getting off the field on 3rd down and then turning the football over and scoring territory on offense 3 times tonight.
Yep.
The difference here in the ball game.
Allen no gain on the play on 2nd down. Bishop Fitzgerald the stop. Well, Dave Doran looks on. His team in danger of going 0-3 in the league and 3-4 overall with that trip to Berkeley next week. Here's McCord, 3rd down throw, and Gadsden the catch. Wheels back into the middle of the field, and Aronde Gadsden hauls it in right at the 15-yard line. Marshall the stop, and for Gadsden, that will be his 6th catch of the night.
Jeff Nixon, the offensive coordinator here, has done a great job of managing their weapons, getting different formations, different shifts, different motions to try to set up and create the ideal matchup. And then Kyle McCord's work to get the ball into the hands of that particular player. And it changes every series, every quarter, every half, every week.
Yep. And here's Willis trying to build something on the ground and cannot. Wolfpack rallies there. And Yasin Willis goes down. We get a timeout. So the Wolfpack will use their first timeout of the 2nd half. 24-14. Syracuse by 10 when we continue from Raleigh. Well, the Season 5 premiere of All Access, the ACC Life, is Thursday night. It's unprecedented access into the lives of student athletes, coaches, parents, and fans. Comes your way at 9 o'clock Eastern, right after the Stanford-Louisville soccer match. It's on ACC Network. And, of course, streaming live on the ESPN app. 11th play of the drive for the Orange as we rejoin you from Raleigh. NC State trying to stop Syracuse. 2nd down. McCord to his right, throwing, and, boy, it looked like Bonner came within a whisker. Crowell was pressuring the pocket on Kyle McCord.
He had the deep corner route. He just got pressured and flushed out to the right to Aronde Gadsden. He just couldn't see him. He couldn't get to him.
So 3rd down and 13 it'll be. Allen checks into the game. Darrell Gill has come in as one of the wide receivers. Gadsden goes here to the near side with Ross Simmons of the Orange. And here's McCord scanning again. He'll shoot it to the far side. And the catch is made, and the whistle blows on the hit by Aiden White. And that is Gill, 6'3" sophomore from Texas.
Timeout.
And the Wolfpack will use a timeout here as 4th down. And 7 will be the next snap for Fran Brown's team with 3:16 to play. And Syracuse has added, Tom, now to their time of possession advantage. They're up to almost 35 minutes. It's almost 14 full minutes ahead of NC State. McCord's got 3:41 on 30 of 41. Let's take a look at tonight's dynamic play of the game. It's brought to you by T. Rowe Price. And a ball deflected off the hand of Kendrick Raphael, and Justin Barron with his first pick of the year.
What a gift for Justin Barron. Credit C.J. Bailey for coming over and making the touchdown. And look at this throw from Kyle McCord, capitalizing on the turnover, throwing the ball the only place it could have been thrown. Syracuse made plays when they needed to be made tonight.
Post play to Jackson Meeks. And now off the 12-yard line of NC State, the Orange trying to add to it here for Fran Brown. Syracuse trying to break a 4-game ACC road losing streak. They've lost 17 of their last 20. It's Gill into the formation. Wolfpack crawls some more guys up there, and here they come. McCord back foot throw. This is Meeks, and he will be tackled before he could reach the first down. Aiden White followed him through the formation, got Meeks on the ground, and the Orange give it away on downs here with 3:12 to play.
Well, that's a good play and a good stop there. Aiden White, this NC State defense, showing some pride, showing some energy, getting a stop, give the offense the ball back, see what you can get done here. Just over 3 minutes to go.
Yep.
Got 2 timeouts. Don't necessarily need to be in a hurry, but you got to have some urgency in everything you're doing here.
Ball at the 7 for the Wolfpack. What a step tonight this stands to be, though, for Syracuse, Tom.
No question.
Yep. Terrific effort here on the road, converting the turnovers. There's a throw and catch. And turning upfield is Hollywood Smothers. Smothers to the far side, now into Syracuse territory. And he will be taken down shy of the Orange 20 by Deuce Chestnut. So Bailey to Hollywood Smothers. And now with 2:45 to go, the climate changes on a 72-yard throw.
Does it ever, in NC State up on the ball, ready to go.
Snap to Bailey. To his left, now going to look and throw it out of the back of the end zone to the far corner. Before the incompletion, C.J. Bailey's last 2 throws have been 75 and 72.
Well, that throw underneath, and again, tackling after the reception. What a great job by Hollywood Smothers. Not only breaking the initial tackle, but then weaving through traffic and being able to stiff arm, get down the sideline before a host of Orange defenders bring him down.
C.J. Bailey's got 316 now on 16 of 23. And Riley Johnson and his crew hit the whistle.
The previous play is under further review. Suspect illegal substitution.
The previous play being the incomplete pass?
Yeah, the incomplete pass. I think Dave Doran's asking illegal substitution on who? Us or them?
And back to the monitor goes the longtime ACC referee. With 2:26 to play, another look. All right, we get the all 22 here.
Well, we've got 11 for NC State. 1 running off, that's 12 for Syracuse, but as he get off the field before the ball snapped. Well, that's close. That's really, really close.
So again, the Fran Brown kind of shaking his head momentarily.
Well, that quick turnaround off of that explosive play, and then NC State running up to the football. You're trying to substitute, get the right personnel on the field.
After further review, there was an illegal substitution by the defense. The 12th player was on the field when the ball was snapped. 5-yard penalty, second down.
So that will push it upfield. It looked like Sparrow, at least from the all 22, was the guy trailing off. So that'll move it to the 16 for Bailey and the Wolfpack. This 1st and 5 is kind of forgettable down in distance. NC State's trying to drive the ball in the end zone here.
Yep.
So with 2:26 to go, each school with a couple of timeouts left. Or NC State only has 1. The scoreboard shows 2 here at Carter-Finley Stadium, but I think the 1 that you're seeing on the screen is correct. Wolfpack with 1, Fran Brown with 2. And now Dave Doran is what for about something. And I'm not sure what this is involving here, but some sort of communication, I think, happening with our crew. The play clock is not turned.
Well, Dave Doran is saying if this is a penalty, why is it second down? That's what Dave Doran's asking right now.
So it is 2nd and 5. So they ran the first down play, and that's why I think the penalty has been assessed. Replay is telling us that because first down was run on the incomplete pass.
After further discussion, it's first down.
And I'm just sharing with you what replay told us, and now they've made a change. So it's 1st and 5 at the 16.
And that's exactly what Dave Doran was trying to get clarification on.
Hollywood smothers in the backfield with Bailey. And now we're going to get a false start, I think. Or we're stopping play again.
Going to get a false start, I think, on the slot receiver, potentially. Flinching.
And here's Raleigh Johnson again.
The play was stopped for a question on the clock. The clock is correct. It's first down.
Here's Bailey. Trying to get rid of it. Does. Down the far sideline and taken out of bounds is Smothers. And that's going to be 1st and goal for NC State. 2:13 in the clock running, Tom.
Great show of patience and then anticipation to draw the defender in to C.J. Bailey and then dump it right over the top of his head as the Wolfpack hurries up to the line of scrimmage.
Final play before the 2-minute timeout. They just run it into a stack, and that will be a break here in Raleigh. 1:59 to go. NC State will have its 2nd and goal. They'll have 1 timeout to go. Syracuse trying to get the ACC road win with a 10-point lead. And man, here in the 4th quarter, we've seen a little bit of everything. Stuff we understand and stuff we don't. Back to Raleigh. Well, 2 teams in the top 25 for the ACC. 2 had byes. 2 played today, Tom. Both were winners.
Right.
Syracuse trying to stay in the hunt, too. Here is Bailey to his right, and a terrific play. Barron again for the Orange. Justin Barron has a pick and a heck of a return to set up a touchdown, and now with just better than 100 seconds to go, makes a sack of Bailey, and now on 3rd down, a throw to the end zone, and incomplete to the far side. Contact over there with Rogers and also the defender Lewis, but no marker on the play, so now 4th and goal for the Wolfpack, and Vine set to kick the field goal.
Well, this is just an overthrow to Noah Rogers. Trying to hit the back shoulder throw. It just seemed like everything with that play was rushed. Getting lined up, getting back over the football. Now we line up for 3.
Yeah, and after the sack, Bailey had to hurry, right?
Yep.
Jaquez now, the pressure on Bailey on the throw there. So now Vineset from 30 yards. And Noah Vineset cuts it to a touchdown difference with minute 32 to go. (24-17) the score. And remember now, NC State, one timeout. Syracuse a couple here, and got to believe the onside in the offense.
Oh, yeah. It's coming.
So now the Wolfpack sets up for the onside here. So here's the bounce. There's the hop, and the Orange recover. I think that was LaQuinn Allen. Or no, Jackson Meeks grabbed it. 7. Allen was in the neighborhood too. Meeks gets up and starts waving off to the Carter-Finley faithful here.
He's had a heck of a day. Now he makes a play on special teams.
Gill was in the neighborhood. Allen. Also McDonald, their linebacker, who's terrific out of Atlanta.
Good job elevating and bringing that thing down, securing it.
Remember, Dave Doran can only stop the clock once here. And LaQuinn Allen will be in the backfield here with Kyle McCord. And they'll hand the ball to Allen, and he'll roll through for 4. Crowell the tackle. And there is the timeout for the Wolfpack. Quick reminder to you, the triple header next Saturday. High noon start. Frank Howard Field at Clemson's Memorial Stadium. The number 10 Tigers, who outscored Wake Forest 49-7. Kate Klubnik, a 300-yard day, Tom. They'll get Virginia at noon. Then California welcomes NC State to Berkeley. Wolfpack will be there after losses to Wake Forest and tonight to Syracuse, it looks like. And 0-3 in the league. And then we'll get SMU off the bye week. And boy, the Mustangs now with some incentive, Tom, as they go west. By the way, they go to Stanford next Saturday and Duke the following Saturday. The Rand McNally double dip for Rhett Lashley.
Yeah, they're trying to get free airline tickets, man. Frequent flyer miles stacking up for SMU, and you get that bye week. I think the bye week comes at a perfect time for them. Get fresh, get healthy, and then you go out west. Listen, they don't play Clemson, they don't play Miami in the regular season.
Right.
So things could get really interesting down the stretch for the Mustangs if they play it right.
There's a tackle on Allen at the 39 by Bonner. LaQuinn Allen's got 91 yards on 21 carries. He had 98 in the season opener against Ohio. That's been his best night rushing this year. But he has touched it tonight 21 times on the ground and 2 times on the receiving side.
It's a dirty jersey right there.
Yep.
I love that kid's heart.
Yeah.
How committed he is to the football team. That's the one thing about this Fran Brown coach team. He's gotten these guys with a lot of new faces coming into the program to buy in quickly and early.
So here's the 30-second timeout for the Orange. So the thing you recognize and you respect about the first-year work here of Fran Brown is, Dana, you hear about Dart all the time. And it's this thing that is omnipresent about his first team with Syracuse.
It's really impressive what Fran Brown has been able to do in such a short period of time. If you think about it, after taking the head coaching job, and he has this acronym. It stands for detailed, accountable, relentless, and tough, called DART. And that is a mentality that he has tried to instill in all of his players, and everyone that I talked to this week, LaQuinn Allen Jr. included, talked about DART, talked about the relentless, the toughness. It's really embedded within this program.
And there's the quote: if you live DART in all aspects of your life, how can you not be successful?
It's exactly what he said to us on our call as well this week, and he's very upfront with his players about what the expectation level is if you're going to play football at Syracuse.
Yep. And his team is getting ready to pick up Their 5th win of the year. It's their 2nd in the ACC, Tom. And tonight, yeah, they were impressive on offense. They also were very, very efficient with turnovers tonight.
Yeah.
NC State gave them 3, and they cashed them all in.
And they cashed all of them in. So you maintain possession of the ball, steal some possessions, and then capitalize on those possessions. And again, this is a Syracuse team that just continues to kind of find their way, build momentum, build confidence. And I will always say this, if you got a quarterback, you got a chance.
Yep, and they've got one. And he's really good. 346 yards tonight for Kyle McCord. 31 of 42 for 2 touchdowns. He was sacked twice tonight. As Syracuse posts 425 total. And they averaged about 5.5 yards a play and hit better than 50% on 3rd down tonight in posting this 24-17 win over NC State. So the Orange will now get a bit of a bye week, and they'll come back and meet Pittsburgh on the road. That stands to be a large ball game in the ACC as we move through this month of October as well. But terrific effort tonight by Fran Brown's team on the road to pick up the ACC win and go to 5-1 overall, 2-1 in the ACC. A 7-point win tonight, and we're waiting for Dana to have a chance to visit with the Syracuse quarterback. You see Jackson Meeks, he was fantastic as well. 11 catches tonight, 116 yards and the touchdown. But Dana's got the Orange quarterback.
Kyle, your offense was outstanding on 3rd down. Your placement of the football also spectacular. What was working so well for your offense?
I think the line did a really good job. NC State was throwing a lot of different pressure looks at us, and they did a good job of picking it up. And then the receivers were getting open, making my job easy. So they've been doing that all year. We've been great on 3rd down all year, so just continue to keep that rolling.
You told me this week that your team has yet to hit their ceiling. What did you prove tonight in your first ACC road win?
Yeah, I think obviously, in my opinion, we left a lot of points on the field, but a road win in a hostile environment like this is huge. So get the first road win under our belt, go back, watch the film, and just continue to grow.
What momentum do you hope this gives you in the later part of your season?
Yeah, I think now we're going into the home stretch, 5-1, about to go on a bye week, so I think just get everybody back healthy and then learn from our mistakes and then really take this to the next level.
Thanks, Kyle. Congratulations on the win.
Appreciate it.
All right, Dana, thanks very much. Great effort by Kyle McCord and the Orange, Tom. Plenty now for them in the second half.
Oh, there's absolutely no question about that. And Kyle McCord's right. Get that first conference road win, hostile environment. You're outdoors for the first time all year long.
Yep.
And now you've got everything laid out in front of you to be a contender.
Well, we told you the road swing continues at Pitt for them after a bye week. We're headed to Stanford. We'll see you next Saturday night from the farm. Thanks to our producer, Ben Ward, our director, Bob Frateroli. For Tom Luganbill, Dana Boyle, West Durham. 24-17, a winning Saturday for the Orange. Here's the ACC Huddle.
All right, thank you, Wes, Lugs, Dana. Great night, as always, by the Prime crew. 24-17, your final here in Raleigh, Syracuse Orange. As you just heard them allude to, in case that's your fun fact of the night, their first game outdoors this season.
We outside.
They play inside up there in central New York. They went to the West Coast, knocked off a top-ranked number 25 UNLV inside Allegiant Stadium, and then they come out here. Hostile environment right at NC State, sold out, blackout. The crowd was rocking despite it being fall break, and it didn't really matter for Fran Brown's squad. Got up early and were able to close this thing out. What did you see here, Emac, from this Orange squad on the road here?
Well, Kyle McCord is that guy. I mean, he really is. And you look forward to talking to him in a little bit here. You know, hope he comes up here and just seeing how he's able to do it, Coach. Getting it to so many different receivers, spreading the ball around, the decisions that he makes. I mean, they called a passing play, that last touchdown, on like the 3-yard line.
Right.
And he just delivers a dart in there for a touchdown. He can make every throw, has total command of this offense, and it's just been impressive to see him each and every week just blow through records that he held previously.
And you could tell he's very disciplined in what he does. You could tell he's got a systematic way of dropping in the pocket. When that back foot hits the ground, he's at his first progression. First hitch, he's at his second progression. And then he's at number 3, he'll hit a check down or take off running, whatever it is. But you can tell he's being coached well, but he's very disciplined in his approach.
Yeah, 7 different receivers caught a pass tonight, and this is an offense that you can really say it's an everybody offense.
Yeah.
We talked about early in the season when Rondé Gaston would be the guy. Well, Meeks was the guy today. He had over 100 yards receiving.
Yep.
So it's almost just take your pick. Whose night is it? And that's how it is with the Syracuse Orange offense.
Yeah, just a great team win. They all did it. Everybody stepped up at some point. The defense, 3 turnovers, which is huge. And even Jackson Meeks, you talk about him, the 100 yards, but getting that onside kick, like that's not an easy play. It's a lot of pressure on you, and he came up big.
This NC State team now falls to 0-3 to start ACC play for the first time since 2014. Before we move on to the rest of the highlights, just your thoughts on the Wolfpack, because this is not where we necessarily expected them to be, especially offensively. And I know they've had QB issues. They lose their starter. Now it's a young freshman out there.
Yeah, it's just a tough spot for this team because the expectations we all have for them. We know that they're a well-coached team. Things just aren't going their way, and those turnovers really hurt today. And you got a young quarterback. The future is bright for him and potentially this team, but it's just a tough spot right now.
Yeah, and I think it is just, it's unfortunate because obviously you have all these fans showing up. You have the students that are here on fall break. You've got the upgrades to the facility. I mean, you have everything, you know, and the next step is winning. And sometimes you think winning comes before that. And it's just unfortunate, especially, Coach, just with the expectation that was there. I mean, I legitimately thought with the roster they were able to put together, with NIL being a big part of that and the transfer portal, with the schedule, 10 wins was the basement. I thought that was literally almost a guarantee.
Right.
And now it's, I mean, not even close.
Well, losing McCall was huge. I mean, we're asking too much from a freshman, a true freshman, to come in and all of a sudden take command of the offense. I think he's doing well. I think we see his potential, but to think that he could lead the team to 10 wins is probably asking a little too much for that kid.
Yeah, and I'd also add the biggest letdown from my eyes is the lack of run game.
Yeah.
You know, Jordan Waters coming here. I'm not sure if he didn't play tonight. I don't think. I mean,
no, he played a little.
Okay, right. Well, just not getting any type of run game, whether it was McCall.
Didn't they get Cheney transferred here too from Miami?
No, that was Louisville. But they got Hollywood Smothers. I mean, they have guys.
They got guys.
Just a lack of run game.
Right.
And then also 1 of 6 on third down. That's 16%. You're never going to win football games, especially against a really good Syracuse team like that.
My issue that we talked about before the game, get Casey Concepcion on the ball.
Right.
0 catches in the second half with only 1 target.
Yeah,
that's unacceptable for your best player on your team not to get opportunities in the second half of a game like this.
I had a situation like that. I was at Florida State way back. We had Peter Warwick.
Yeah.
And we played in a national championship game, and he caught 1 ball and had 2 targets. And I was thinking the progressions would get him the ball, but it didn't. So there are some times when you have a special player, you have to make sure he touches the ball. And the next year we actually won the championship, and Pete had a bunch of big plays. But we had to make sure he got the football.
And I know one thing about Dave Dorn and Robert Onai, they will go back to the drawing board because this season is far from over for NC State.